So hello everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here by myself at the moment. Not sure if Donovan's going to come on, but Walter is belabored as usual. He had something pop up, so he may or may not show up. But in the meantime, it's me because it is my show. But anyway, today is Wealth Wednesdays, where we talk about financial strategies, you know, how to make money and also how to keep it. But we also like to talk about things that are trending. And so today we're going to talk about Irv Gotti, basically saying that he doubts he'll be able to find true love due to him being rich. And of course, maybe you guys have heard about Halle Berry having to pay child support to yet another father of one of her children. So we'll get into all of that. At the top, I like to say the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we are great people, but we can always strive to do better. And so, hey, Malia, how are you doing? I hope all is well with you. Jay Bubba, what's going on? Well, you see on the thumbnail who she's sitting next to. And when I say she, I mean Halle Berry. So yeah, it sounds like she's paying child support to two, as you say, zaddies, if you want to call them that. And it's quite a bit of money. She has an 8-year-old. Jan Michael, how are you doing? I hope all is well with you. So I just want to give everybody just a couple more moments to come on. Of course, I also like to say a big giant thank you and welcome to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you viewers, but you are participants, because I do share the link so that you can come on and voice your opinion, ask a question or something like that. All I ask is that, you know, be brief, don't lean into it as much. JBWR, how are you doing in Black America? You say, who, what? Are you an owl today? Arneva, how are you doing today? I know here in Houston, it is 104 degrees. It is very hot. Doesn't look like it's going to cool down anytime soon. But as you guys also know, I'll be in Japan starting next week for about 8 days or so. So it'll be a little cooler there, but not much. I think it's going to be like in the 80s. So that's pretty cool. Ren Z, how are you doing? Ren G, rather, how are you doing? And Common Man, here you go. Talking about she picked him. I ain't said a word yet. I'm just going to tell y'all what I know, and then we can have a discussion about that, of course. If y'all want to, like I said, when I put the link up, click on the link and come on and speak your piece. You can do that. King of Sorrows, how are you doing? Again, I don't know if Donovan will be here. Or Walter, he's got some HOA issues or something. He said they showed up at the last minute. So we'll see. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it for the sake of time. All right, so I saw this trending on the internet. Irv Gotti, y'all know who he is. He's a music executive, and he's been around for a long time, working with, I guess, Ashanti, Ja Rule, and a whole host of other people. He recently went on to the Drink Champs on, I guess it's on Revolt TV, and he said the following. Who else is on here? No, I don't. Konnichiwa, sayonara. That I think that's Japanese. That's the only Japanese that I speak. But Donovan is actually, I don't want to say he's from Japan, but he spent a lot of time in Japan. So he was raised there all the way up until he was like 17, because his mother was in the military and she was stationed in Okinawa. So that's where he lived for a large part of his childhood. So it's home for Donovan. And let's see who else. Melanin, 100%. How you doing? Stacy, what's going on? Say hello from Los Angeles. Easy E, what's going on? All right. So let's get into it. All right. Irv Gotti says, you know, it's hard for he doubts that he'll find love because, if for a lack of better words, he's rich. All right. So let me see. Let's keep our fingers crossed that it'll play, because y'all know how sometimes it goes. All right. Here we go.
Have one with me 100%. I just don't think it's out there. For me, 26-year-old Dominican, gorgeous.
You out here with totones? Okay.
So she asked me for $25,000.
She's a real one. Let's make some noise for her.
$25,000. I was like, where did she get off asking me for $25,000? And then in the back of my head, I'm like, this is the tip of the iceberg. 100%. If she's my girl, that she gonna ask, I need 100.
Hermes.
Get all of this money from my family to have some bad come around and just start siphoning it out. That's never happening, yo. So that's why I don't think it's in the cards for me. I don't know if I could find someone who I'm gonna be attracted to that's like a nice, good person. And
so you're saying you got your guard up all the time?
You have to.
Okay.
So, again, that was Irv Gotti saying that, you know, for lack of better words, he doesn't think that he'll find true love due to him being wealthy. Now, I don't know if you guys heard that he recently, I think he sold something and he made like, I don't know, for $300 million, but it says that his net worth is about $100 million. So, yeah, he's got quite a bit of money. And so I guess what he's saying is anyone that would be interested in him would really probably only be interested in him because he's got money. Now, I don't know how true that is. I don't know. Maybe he'll meet somebody who wouldn't even know him if they saw him on the street. And that would probably be somebody like me. I don't know if I would recognize him, like if I saw him on the street and say, hey, that's Irv Gotti. I don't know. Well, you know, he says a 26-year-old, he met a 26-year-old Dominican Republic. And I'm thinking, well, does she know who you are or did you tell her? Because like I said, I mean, how many people, you know, especially a 26-year-old would really even know who he is? What maybe in his 50s, at least, give or take. So my thing is he telling people, hey, you know, I'm Irv Gotti and, you know, I'm this and I'm that. Or what, you know, what's going on? So what I'd like to do early, since it's just me up here, I'd like to put the link up. And if you guys want to come up and have a conversation, go for it. All I say is, if I haven't seen you up here before, and you have like your, what do you call it? Your picture up, show me your face so I can make sure it's no nonsense. And then you can black it back out and then I'll bring you up to the big screen so everyone else can see you. So I'm gonna put this up here. Give me 1 second. Hey, the link is on YouTube in the comments section. So if you guys want to come up, please do. If you can, you know, impart some wisdom on, maybe have some advice for him. How can Irv or anybody else that's got a little bit of money go about finding somebody that is going to be there for them? Or we can even flip it around, right? How can a man that maybe doesn't have as much money as he does secure a good woman who is like, you know what? It's all right that you're not, you know, very wealthy. As long as you could take care of yourself and maybe me a little bit, I'm good, right? So let's have a conversation about that. And who else came on here? Common Man says he's rich. He needs to travel to meet a woman, go somewhere where people don't know who he is. Yep. Well, he said, I guess he met, you know, someone in the Dominican Republic, or I don't know if he met her there. She's Dominican. She's 26. Which to me seems like that's kind of young, right? And from what I understand, he may be in his 50s, give or take. But again, did he tell her who he was? Because he said she wanted $25,000 right off the rip. So did he tell her who he is? Or did she already know? Because like I said, I would know him maybe on here. But if I was like at the store or something, I don't know if I would know him if he was, you know, in there looking for apples or something. And Mars Dream Production, how are you doing? He says he was married before, or was that just a girlfriend that he was cheating with? He was cheating on the person with Ashanti. I thought they said he was married. Because, you know, they said it was his wife. So don't give me the line. I don't know a whole lot about his situation, but I did hear that maybe it was his wife that allegedly he was cheating with in regards to Ashanti, who seemed like she was a little bit younger than him as well. And Common Man says, one thing a man should never do is lead with his wallet. That's his first mistake. Just saying, yep, you know what? I totally agree with that. I think men who lead with their wallet, they're setting themselves up. They're setting themselves up to get got, or to only have a woman be with them because they got a little money, right? Like, hey, you know, my name is Bob, and by the way, I'm balling. I got all this money. Let me wine and dine you and take you here or there. And she's like, all right. And then that type of man gets mad because that's all she's there for. But you didn't present her with anything else, you know, other than your wallet. So very good advice. Brother Reggie, how are you doing? Yes, and please, if y'all can hit the like button, I love and appreciate y'all. And a lady, what's going on with you? Says young women will make him pay. I totally agree with that. You know, if you are a man of means, you got a little money or something, and you going after a young woman, yeah, you play your role. You a sugar daddy. That's your job, is to be a sugar daddy. And I don't know. I know somebody's probably going to get mad, but if you're an older man and you're going after younger chicks, your job is to be a sugar daddy. You know what I mean? Because that's what she's there for. And I know it's rare that some younger women like an older man just because he's got a lot of taco meat that's gray on his chest, you know, and he's got the hole in his donut or whatever. But for the most part, she gonna want some money. Like, you go shopping and all of that kind of stuff. And, you know, in the minute your Social Security check dries up, she gonna be gone. Nayaka, how you doing? And thank you for tagging Money Man. And Arniva says he probably told her. That's what I'm thinking. I think he probably told her, hey, you know, I'm big time Irv Gotti, and I got all this money. And she was like, oh, for real? I'm going to need 25 racks. And I wonder if he gave it to her, because he didn't say if he did or he didn't. At least I didn't hear him say it. But did he give it to her? You know? And 26 years old, I don't know. Let me mind my business, because I know somebody going to say, you know, that's not young for a man. So I'm going to shut up. So a lady, you're saying he was married. Okay, so that's what I thought. I wasn't for sure. Ricky, how are you doing, baby? Says, hey, sweetie, yo, remember Coming to America? He's rich enough to pretend he's broke, ain't he? Yeah, that's true. Says, I'm sure he can figure out if a woman wants him for himself or not. Yeah, I mean, at his big old age, right? But if he's leading with, hey, I'm Irv Gotti and I'm this, you know, mega music executive and I've got all this money, she's probably going to see and hear dollar signs. Okay, let me see. Who is this? Biko, do you want you want to show your face or no? You're good like that? Okay, I'm going to bring you up. Hello.
Hello, how you doing today?
I'm fabulous. How about yourself?
Pretty good, pretty good. The only advice I can kind of give as a senior citizen is just for a person not to really advertise how much money you're making. See, the young man, what is his name, Gotti? He's on social media saying he has all this money, and that's not, for me, that's not a wise thing to do, because that just brings in the people that might not do you well. So that's the same as telling all your business on social media, personal or business wise. That's never a good idea to me.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And unfortunately, in this day and age and social media culture, people do overshare, right? They tell everything. I mean, even to the tune of, we've heard people having their houses ran into, you know, because they telling everybody, oh, I've got this and I got this kind of money and I got this jewelry and, you know, all this other stuff. And then they say, oh, by the way, I'm going away on vacation. And then so people start connecting the dots and they're like, okay, so they ain't going to be there. But then they said they got all these, you know, material things in their house. Well, let's go pay them a visit. We've seen that a lot. I've actually seen videos of people who were actually on live, you know, flashing money, and somebody broke in on them as they're flashing the money on live. So you're right. Some things we need to keep to ourselves. Mm-hmm. So you got anything else to add?
No, that's it. Y'all have a great evening.
Thank you, you too, and thank you for coming up.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, movie. All right, so I'm gonna get back into the comment section. I'm gonna put the link back up in here. If someone else wants to come on and say a word or two. All right, so who else came on here? And Mars Dreamy says, yes, she was still a teen. Yes, they are. So you're talking about Ashanti when her and Irv Gotti were together. She said she was a teen. I didn't realize that she was that young. Wow. Maureen, how are you doing today? And Simone B, what's going on with you? You said he had a wife that he treated poorly on TV. Okay. So yeah, I'm not really that much into, I don't say pop culture like I'm like totally removed, but as far as that, was he on like some like love and hip hop or something like that? Because I remember about a year or so ago, he had this weird infatuation with Ashanti to where he was, talking up under her clothes and stuff. And then I guess he's calling out her name. And who was it? Fat Joe or somebody, Ja Rule, because they all kind of run in the same circle. Had to tell him, hey, knock it off. That ain't cool, You talking to you like you scorned? What are you doing here? That's so long ago that you were even with her, and here you are bringing up her past and talking pretty disgustingly about her. MC Fact, how you doing? He says one thing he needs to do is use his real name, Irving Domingo Lorenzo Jr. Okay. You say it's silly seeing these black rappers, etc., using Italian names. Shaking my head. I didn't even know that was his name, but yeah. So is he using Gotti after the mob family? Is that what it was? And Willie, how are you doing? Long time no see. Says good evening to you. Have a great evening, and you do the same. And Malia, you said 26 is too young for him. I think so, but somebody gonna say no, it's not. She's an adult and all of that, but I think 26 is too young. If I had a 26-year-old daughter, I don't know if I would too much like her talking to a 50-something-year-old man. Like what do they really have in common? Monet, how are you doing? And Simone says she ain't Ashanti. Yeah, I think he feels like she's the one that got away, which is kind of weird if he was married. I don't know, but yeah, he's got this weird infatuation with her. And you also say he was growing up hip hop. I only watched really like one episode of that, and that was the episode that El DeBarge was on because his niece Christina was on there. And he was on there. I was like, okay, let me check it out. And I didn't watch it anymore after that. So I just I just watched that one episode. And Shama Sean, wait, hold on. I'm gonna get it right. Shama Shawan. I hope I said that right. How you doing? A lady says, it hurt him when he found out Nelly was dating Ashanti. He never got over it. Is that what it was? Because yeah, it was just really kind of weird. And it doesn't sound like him, Irv and Ashanti were together in years, like 20, maybe even longer than that. And he just sounds like he was talking about her like it was yesterday, Shaniqua, how you doing? Hope you are having a great day. And so what Biko said is correct, though. The gentleman that came on here, you guys, I'm gonna put the link up again. If you guys, it's on YouTube, you want to come up and speak your piece. Yeah, people, my mom used to always say, never talk your money. Don't talk your money. Don't be always talking about, oh, I got this, I got that, and this is how much money I got. Shoot, if you ask me, I let people think I'm broke. You know what I mean? That way people ain't always trying to dig in your pockets. But then the other thing is too, is isn't really nobody's business what you have. Like that, I don't even know why that needs, I guess if you're like courting somebody and you're getting serious, then yeah, eventually you need to have that conversation about how much you got in the bank or what your financial plan is, because I think that's important. But when you first meet somebody, I don't think you like Common Man said, I don't think you should lead with your wallet. And Simone says, and they're back together again. Yes, Nelly and Ashanti. And I really love that. Sounds like, Nelly didn't really treat her right initially, and they broke up, and then years later, they got back together. The great part about that is sometimes people, and you're supposed to, as a human, evolve, right? You're supposed to evolve and, just be a better human. And I think that's kind of what happened for Nelly and maybe for her too. They're like, okay, we're not the kids that we were when we dated originally. Now we're older and we've got, a little bit more wisdom and knowledge. Let's see if we can make it work. And, they seem like they're happy. So I'm happy for them. I love a good comeback story. So I don't know. I just think, as far as somebody having a bunch of money, and could they find true love? I think they can. I think it's absolutely possible to find true love. You just got to make it, known or whatever. But, that's why you have to go to the courting process. You need to be able to talk to somebody and get their true intentions, see what they're about. And I'm going to say this too, because I was having this conversation with one of my best friends. He's a guy, and he makes, quite a bit of money. And he says, I'm not going to get with a woman that doesn't have anything to lose. He says she don't have to be making as much money as me. It could even be like a little rinky-dink job or something. But, well, maybe not a rinky-dink job, because maybe she would have something to lose. I don't know. But his point was more or less, she's got to have something to lose. Like, she's got to be vested in me, and I'm going to be vested in her. But we each got to be bringing something to the table to where if it benefits both of us. But he says, I'm never getting in a relationship again with a woman who has nothing going on. She's just cute, right? And he's 46 years old. So he's like, and even still at that age, I should be with a woman, or a woman that age should have a little something going on. Like, she can't just be coming to the party and saying, hey, how you doing, big guy? She's got to have something to lose as well. Hey, Walter. And let's see here. Where did I go? Oh, and Marge is saying, and hello, everyone. Sure, I love a man with money, but that's not enough for me to stay with a man. I have my own money, and we have family property. 26 is too young, and he's too old for her. I totally agree. And like you said, money is not enough for you to stay with a man. And that's true for me too. You got to have a little bit more than money going on, because people with money, not just men, but women too, that don't mean they're a great person. They can be a horrible person with money. So you got to have some other attributes. But as I said, my friend is like, nah, she got to have something to lose too. We ain't just going to be getting together because she's fine, And Margie says, yes, I think it's fair to say and do. Yeah. And I think that's true for women. If you got a little something going on, he should have something to lose as well, because people with nothing to lose don't have a problem helping you lose everything. You know what I mean? So, Walter, what's going on with you? The Candle Man.
Yeah, I thought I would own it a little bit more, take it a little more seriously. Everything, I'm just dealing with my HOA.
Well, let me ask you this, because we were talking about a man. Is it possible, in your opinion, for a man with money to find true love? Because Irv Gotti is like, do you know Irv Gotti?
Yeah, Murder Inc.
Yeah. So he's saying, because he has so much money, it sounds like he's worth about $100 million or so. He's doubting that he'll actually be able to find true love. He said he met a 26-year-old woman from Dominican Republic, and he pretty much said, kind of like right off the rip, she asked him for $25,000.
Well,
so
why is he dating a 26-year-old? I know Irv is older than that. It's hard. Yeah, it is harder, because women are attracted to success, period. And it is what it is. It ain't gonna never change. Women are attracted to people that do well. That is their first go-to, is how is he doing? So true love, you can learn to love somebody, but in Irv's situation, unfortunately, he probably has to find somebody that is doing well, like somebody that doesn't need him. That doesn't need him, then it's probably a better chance. Because if you need somebody, regardless of how you love them, the fact that you need them, you look past a lot of stuff. You just do. So, but the best thing for him is to go somewhere where nobody knows him. Most of the world does not know who Irv Gotti is. Matter of fact, a lot of people in the U.S. don't know who Irv Gotti is.
And you know what? That's what I said. So I'm like, I don't know if were to see him in a grocery store, would I say, oh, that's Irv? Okay. But so my thing is too, if you met a 26-year-old, did you tell her who you were? Did you tell her what you were holding? Because to me, that seems kind of rare that a woman will go up to a man and she doesn't know what he's got and say, oh, hey, Poppy, I need $25,000 from you. Unless you told her you got that kind of money and you told her who you are.
Well, if he's wearing this shit on his sleeve and on his neck, I mean, people can tell how you roll if you got money or if you have access to it. I mean, I don't know. That's some stupid shit. 26, Dominican, that's two things going against you. I mean, well, I ain't gonna say no names, but we know people who've been down to Dominican. That shit don't ever work out. Those girls, and then they need to be free. It's you go down to Dominica, the word is masaje. That's it. And you keep it moving.
What's masaje?
It's massage in Spanish. Necesito masaje, por favor. Esta noche. Y necesito dos mujeres. That's that's what you say in Dominican Republic or anywhere for that matter. You can't go to a third world country and the girl is eating on chicken necks and you show up with the whole chicken. Of course you're gonna want a leg. It's natural. He come back to America. Most of the women don't know who Irv Gotti is. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, if he really wanted to go after some kind of, there are a lot of women that don't follow hip hop. So especially younger women. I don't know a girl in her 30s that knows who Irv Gotti is. He could date a Mexican girl, an Indian chick. I have a lot of friends who aren't in hip hop who have no idea who Irv Gotti is. So I think I don't know, it's a good attention getter. I can't find love because I'm rich.
And check this out. And a lady, thank you so much for the donation. Love and appreciate you for that. It says, if he's in the DR being a passport brother, he will have to pay. What's your opinion on that?
He got the money. He should pay. But he's not expecting love going down to the DR. Come on now. That's a passport move. You go down. It's like if me and my friends were to go to Cuba today, or not Cuba, Colombia or Dominican Republic, we're not doing it because we like the beach. I take my woman to places like that. But if it's just me going down there looking for, come on. You can't walk down the street in Dominica. Maybe Dominica is not as bad as like Colombia or Mexico, like Tijuana, some of these places. I got off the plane in Colombia and I was with my girlfriend and girls were walking up to us. Hey, do you guys want to party? To the both of us. Millions of beautiful women roaming the streets. As soon as you get off the plane, it smells of sex. If you are somebody that's even doing well, forget it. And he would know this. You want a woman, go to Ethiopia and get you somebody. They're probably not following hip hop and Irv Gotti. Go to Tanzania. Go somewhere, where they don't know who you are. When's the last time Irv Gotti's been in the news anyways?
When he was mad at Ashanti and he kept on, being disgusting, talking under her clothes.
How long ago was that, though?
Not even a year ago. And Fat Joe and had to check him, and I guess Ja Rule, that they were talking and he didn't check him fast enough. And Fat Joe was mad. He was like, nah, that's my little sister. You don't really let be talking about her like that. Because they were, I guess Ashanti was the side piece to his marriage or whatever. And from what they're saying on here, I don't know how true it is that she was, still in a teenager when Irv was messing with her. But it sounds like, he just couldn't get over her.
That don't even shock me that she was a teenager and she was the side piece. A lot of women come up in entertainment as the side piece. They just do. Most of them do. It's the cost of getting in the game.
Can you do me a favor and maybe mute your TV?
Oh shit, let me turn it off, man. I'm waiting for what's his name?
Trump?
Him and Tucker Carlson.
Oh.
I'm watching that shit. I got the whole spread. I got the Trump meal ready.
So also today, we said we were going to start talking about some, strategies. Walter, we're going to do it just in the middle, not consecutively. What's one of your top ways to start saving money? Let's do this scenario. I don't know why my screen is doing that. It's weird. Let's do this scenario. Because we have a lot of people saying, well, what about if you don't have any money, right? You have no money, or you have a job, but you just really, really can't find a way to save money. What is your number one strategy to do that? And then we're going to transition into our Halle Berry conversation.
I mean, listen, and I've had to come to this epiphany even over the last couple of weeks, because I went through all my spending and some of the things that I was doing, and I was like, you know what? The things that I spent money on, I don't care about them a week later. So I've come to the conclusion that I'm going to focus on the things that matter most to me: my health, spending time with the ones that I really care about. Cars. I have a couple luxury cars, but when I'm done with those, I'm going to move out of them. Because like a lot of us spend money on cars. I would say that you don't. Because if we keep it real, having a fly car is for other people. Like I have a Range Rover, but I haven't seen it but once in a month. My Audi S5, my daughter's, I don't know where it's at right now. So I bought the cars. I was like, oh, this is cool. I got a Range Rover. But then I really thought, you know what? This shit is just for when I pull up on people. Yeah, I like being in the Range. Don't get it twisted. It's nice. But I would be just as comfortable in a Honda Odyssey. You know what I'm saying? Or there's a lot of cars out there. I can buy a Hyundai Genesis. I saw a 2013, the big black, beautiful, smooth, feels like you riding on the clouds. Hyundai Genesis, a 4-door, $3,500. A car that was 50 racks.
So you're basically saying don't buy stuff that you don't need. Like so you said, stuff that you won't use or have tomorrow. Is that where we're going with that?
Yeah, what I'm saying is check what you're doing it for. Like when I bought the Range Rover, yeah, I wanted it because I wanted to be in something nice. But ultimately, when I really got to thinking about it, I was like, the smart thing would have been is to get me, something that was a lot cheaper and just take that money and put somewhere else. Being able, I can afford it or not, it would have been better to put that somewhere else and just check yourself and realize that a lot of your spending has to do with other people and how you look from the outside. So I would start really checking yourself and going, is this worth my retirement? Is this worth me one day being able to say, you know what, F you, boss, I'm out? I would start doing that. And two, I would say, we talked about cutting money out of your lifestyle and then saving first, but that doesn't do it for people. For whatever reason, most people on the planet don't save money or invest because they don't see the future. So what I would do, I don't want to take my board down, but if you look behind me, can you see I got that dream board right there that I have a lot of things that I want to do on my dream board. A lot of it's houses, vacations, food. Half my board, the middle of my board is just foods, like different eating in different places, or now a lot of those foods I make here at home. But if you have put down or written down what you really want with your life, I think it will focus. You will your spending will change. Like for me, I'll send it to you, D, if I have it. I don't know if you can see this. I have a 32-page document that is my life plan. It's the way I think, what I want my kids to know, what I want to do with investments money. I got a section here about my housekeeper making us lunch, after we get out the sauna. I have it all written down. The point I'm making is my lifestyle is here. So having a Range Rover or an Audi isn't in this plan. None of these things. Okay, I'm lying. It says freedom in a Ferrari up top, but I wrote that. I was on one when I put that. I mean, the Ferrari right now, I would get after I had everything else secure. So I would say put yourself in that mindset and then start a business. Those of you that keep saying you don't have money, that's a lie. If you let me give you an idea. Right now, I need to go out and make some money. So, I started the candle business, and actually, Derek, one of the guys that watches this, is actually one of my reps now, because I started recruiting reps and people to sell the candles. I'm starting, a network marketing company, which it appears to be one of the fastest way to build wealth. But I know right now, I have this candle. I can go out and sell 30 of these right now and come home with $600 in my pocket. I could do that in 3 hours. Do you know what I'm saying? I live in a community with 400 people easily, probably more than that. So if I didn't have money, I could go out and do it. So start something that you have control over. I mean, I don't know, you guys, there's enough stuff on Alibaba. You can go places, Etsy, Amazon, buy things and resell them. The stuff is out there. So I would say, figure out where you're going, cut out the things that aren't getting you there. And that includes, fellas, women, dating. Oh, I just broke my candle. Like dating. Cut that shit out. Like I tell myself, like dating is expensive and it's a waste of time for the most part. It really truly is. Because what happens when you date? You have a couple drinks, right? Which and alcohol is poison. That's the reason why you start getting loose and you do that you normally wouldn't do, blame it on the alcohol because alcohol is a poison. And then what you do is you start making bad decisions. I can look at my bank statements and my credit card statements, and the foolish spending I did was after drinking alcohol, going on a date, going out, and saying, oh, you know what, we should have this. Oh, this looks fly on the menu. But the sober me would be like, hell no, I'm not spending $50 on that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I would really cut the shit out, and it makes sense to get with somebody that is that's in your corner financially. That's not going to make you spend money. That's not going to beat you up. Oh, we need to do this. We need to do that. You need to cut them loose. You know, like my next wife is going to be somebody that pitches in. She's a 50% person. You know, she does for me. I do for her. But like, if I want to stay home and have dinner, that's what it is. We're not going to be out just blowing money. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. So what you're saying is, and how you doing, Jerry and Monet? If I didn't already, how you doing? So you're saying it has to be a 50-50 juncture. So she needs to be paying 50% of the bills, or is that what you're saying? Or
I'm looking for a partner, which means you do your part. No, hell yeah, I'm over. But the old me would have been like, oh yeah, I need to pitch in and do most of the stuff financially for a woman. I'm over that. I'm done. What's the dude from the Soda Story? Who gives a damn? I ain't doing it. I'm looking for a partner. Period. So, and if you don't want to be a partner, get the step in. Especially in these days and I still believe in opening doors, taking care of your woman, putting gas on her car, you know, taking care of base. But just to be like out digging in my pocket for somebody that, you know, now if I'm married, it's different.
So basically you're saying you don't want to peg Bundy.
Yeah. and I've done that. So I ain't trying to repeat that. So a woman has to pitch in and do her part. That's just where I'm at now in my journey and financially trying to get my retirement tied up. Every time I go out and spend it on a woman, that's money I could be using to put towards my life insurance or my investments. You know, now if I'm talking about my wife or my fiance, that's different. But no, me and you are just dating and I'm just like, oh, she may be here in 3 months. She may not. No, you know, get that girl the Cracker Jack. You know, I could be nice and be a man, but I don't have to like, you know, like it's funny. I see these girls on social media or even on some of the dating apps. A lot of my friends are on these. And you see the girls in front of Mastro Steakhouse with a Louis bag and her profile pic. That's telling me right there, I'm going to have to kick it at those places with her. And that's somewhere I want to take my wife. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody that I care about. Not we're going to spend $300 on a meal, you know, have coconut oil everywhere and wake up and it all be over. $300 a month over 30 years at 12% is $1 million. Like Snoop said, ain't nothing to get that good to get burnt while I'm up in it.
Well, damn. You know, and I agree with you because I always I tell men that a lot of men is like, why are you spending that kind of money on just a date? You know, so some I've heard of men spending like 3, 4, you know, 500 and even more on a date, and it's like, is this woman your wife or what? Like, what are you doing here? Because like you said, after a while, that money adds up. And it's like, if you're not on a path of trying to say, okay, you're going to be my forever or whatever the case is, you know, then you're just out there just entertaining. And unless you're just like Jeff Bezos, and I don't even think he would be doing that if he didn't have a girlfriend, you know. Yeah, you're just throwing money away. You're on mute.
To answer my man Jason King, yeah, I am somewhat single. When I use the word girl, I use that word. I'm used to saying it just as, you know, because I've had a girl most of my life, and it keeps the DMs on a minimum. So I am somewhat single. You know, I'm still trying to figure out my groove. You know, I have somebody that I'm really interested in, but you know how things go. You have to take your time.
Do you have your light on in front of you?
I don't know what the hell where that light is coming from. Am I getting raptured?
It's just not on your face.
You know when the hell that light is coming from?
It's like that way.
Let's see.
That's better.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. That light just showed up, right?
No, but it was just that you were dark. So that's much better. Much better.
Oh, I see what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So let me ask you this. And you guys, I'm gonna put the link up if y'all want to come up and have a conversation. We're gonna transition to the other conversation in just a second. Where would you take a woman that you would get to know her? Or do you need to take her anywhere? Because you know, when we think of dates, we think of, okay, well, I got to go out, and if I'm a woman, but I have to have a dress and all of that, and we're gonna go to a dinner maybe. So is that something that's just kind of assumed that we need to go out and spend money, or should it be a form of something else?
Well, it's funny. We go out because I don't want to invite a first date to my house.
Okay.
And I know 75% of the time I go on a first date, or if I invite a woman to my house, we're going to end up with the baby oil. That's just what women do these days, and it's just the world where the world has gone. So if I'm going on a date, I would tend to take her away from the house so I can at least get to know her. You know what I'm saying?
Coffee.
Huh?
Like a coffee date, or?
I don't do coffee. I like to treat every day like it's my last. I mean, I would still go somewhere cool. Like there's restaurants you can go to. You can spend $50. You can go. There's some nice cafes where you can go out. You can grab something small. And grab a drink or whatever you're gonna do. You can still spend $50. You can still do that. You could. I happen to be a heel and a dress guy, so I prefer to see any woman I'm with in a heels.
Clarify that. You got to come on with it. You can't have no pause with that. I'm a heels and a dress guy. Yeah, I think you might.
No. I don't need to clean it up. I said. I meant what I said.
I'm saying because it sounds like you like wearing that. That's why I said that.
Anybody knows me know that's the farthest thing from my mind. No, I mean, I prefer to see a woman in heels and a dress all the time, if I had my way. Now, obviously, she can't sleep in the dress. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. So it's hard to take a girl to the park in heels and a dress, but we could take a walk through a cool park. Maybe there's entertainment and some stuff. Yeah, do that. So, matter of fact, I would say the leading lady in my life is always in heels and a dress. Always. 100% of the time, unless I tell her not to. Or if I tell her what to wear or put this on or wear these black jeans with this top, I like that. But she'll still have on some wedges or some heels. So, but in the dress and heels sometimes kind of leads you to a more expensive place. But there's a lot of things you could do.
But I'm going to say this, from a woman's point of view, most of the time when I go out somewhere, it doesn't have to be nothing major. I like to wear a dress and some heels. And like I've been out with people and they're like, that's kind of weird. Why you have a dress Why are you dressed up? And I'm like, I'm not really dressed up. It's not like a ball gown or anything. It's, to me, and it's just me. I'm not speaking for nobody else. For me, wearing a dress and heels feels really feminine, right? Opposed to going out. And I do wear jeans like in the winter and stuff. It got to be real cold though. But I also wear some boots, high heel boots or something with those. But to me, I just think it gives off a little bit more femininity as a woman to wear a dress and some heels. We ain't talking about no, I can't do them 5-inch stilettos no more. But, something that's cute. Because as I always said, my mom said a man likes to see a woman in a dress. She says if a man goes into a bar, restaurant, or whatever party, and there's a few women wearing a dress, he's probably gonna notice them before he noticed the women that are wearing pants, or doesn't seem like she's too dressed up.
Or like, and the world has changed, so pants are okay. Even with me, I can deal with pants, but me, I like black slacks, or I like a girl in some cute pants with heels. There's still a way to dress them up. Even jeans, like I went out with a girl and she was older, so she was in her 50s. So, I know she's used to coming out with the muumuu style. So she had on this black, like little wrap thing she had on. Her hair was in a bun, tied up. I was like, girl, come on now. I said, look at me. Look what I'm in. Let's elevate. I said it a little bit nicer. She went in and changed, put on some heels, tight jeans, a little cute shirt, let her hair down. I was like, now that's what I'm talking about. That is the baby oil. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't like them. And E Melanated, thank you so much. And Be Easy, how you doing? Yes. I wear dresses and skirts. Y'all know what my favorite skirt is? A pencil skirt. If you lucky enough to be with a woman that like to wear a pencil skirt, good for you. Pencil skirt is just like, and the right shoe and the right blouse, or jacket, man. Yeah, those y'all who are connoisseur of the pencil skirt, you know what I'm talking about. But yes, I wear dresses.
Black skirt, some heels, you know what I'm saying? Like whatever. It's easy and it's cheap. But the problem is women, which is weird to me because women are always trying to impress each other. But I felt like a lot of women have kind of gotten away from, you know what? I'm gonna get dressed up. I'm gonna do what I did when I first met this dude. How was I looking then? Was I in something cute? Or am I now just getting in the car? I'm just going to, and sometimes we roll out. We just get in the car. I get it. But damn, just to be, just to go somewhere quick. All right. But like, if we're going somewhere, just get dressed up. And I'm telling you, your man, unless he is an asshole, is not going to be irritated because he sees you dressed up. That's the move. I mean, I was seeing one girl and she came out the room in negligee. She just came out the bathroom. She had on this negligee. She was like, hey. I was like, that's what's up. And she goes, well, my ex-husband got tired of it. I said, I don't know about that. There's some other shit going on. But I said, you at least stand a better chance of, a negligee and some heels. Or, you guys go out, you throw in a dress, some cute jeans, and let your hair down if you got hair.
See, Walter's from the old school. We're in our 50s. So we remember, dressing up. Our mamas and our grandmamas and our daddies and granddaddies. We remember them dressing up. Like the stuff we're seeing now, women going out with bonnets and then house shoes, and the men, bonnets and house shoes too sometimes. We never saw that. It was like you might have it was probably rare that maybe saw somebody out with some rollers, but they may have had a scarf on because back in the day, before they had the flat iron and all of that, women had to roll their hair up at night. And so it's like, it ain't done setting, so I'm gonna just run to the store. Oh, I didn't even see Common Man was on here. Let me put that on here. I'm gonna run to the store with some curlers, but for the most part, women didn't go out there looking disheveled, looking like, who did it, what for, when they gonna do it some more. So yeah, and I would love to see us get back to that. Look, even if you're going to Walmart or wherever, only way time I go out busted is if I just left the gym And for me, it makes sense that I, go to the store, which is right next to the gym, opposed to going home and getting dressed. But other than that, no, I'm not out there looking crazy. And Common Man, how you doing today? You there?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. How you doing today?
I finally got on there. I don't know how this thing is working, but I guess I got on there. I figured some of it out. I
Yeah.
can't get the camera to come up. I've been working this thing for the longest. I'll figure it out sooner or later if I get on and if I work with a few more people. Yeah, let me tell you something. What's the guy name again?
Oh, next to me?
That's his
Oh,
name?
Irv Gotti?
Yeah, the one that can't get a woman and he a millionaire.
Yes.
Yeah, that's his fault. You know why? I
Why?
mean, look, because he ain't going out looking for no woman. He going out playing the sugar daddy. If he would go out there looking for a woman, he wouldn't be out there riding around in a Maserati, as my man here said, or a Cadillac Escalade, flashing gold and all that. He's not looking for no wife woman. He's looking for a thought woman. Because if you go out and flash that stuff out in public, if you an older man, you ain't looking for no woman. You looking for a young sweet thing. Now, he got the money. If he wanted a woman, he should do like George Clooney did. George Clooney just bought himself a nice, a new car. It wasn't nothing flashy and fancy. He just went out when he went out, to the markets or whatever. You couldn't even tell it was him. And he met his wife. She didn't even know he was George Clooney. I mean, she didn't even know that George Clooney was George Clooney until he had to go to the studio, and then she was surprised. You
Yeah,
see?
she was a waitress.
Yeah, something like that. I know either a wait or a cashier. Wait, I know.
Whose wife was a waitress?
George Clooney.
Clooney.
You know what? It's funny you say that because a girl that I dated for a long time when I was doing better, when I was, and when I started getting financially better, well off, the girl that I ended up dating for a long time was a cashier. Matter of fact, I saw a girl today. I mean, I wouldn't approach her now because of my current situation, but I was like, she's really cute. She was nice. She was pleasant. And the first thing I thought is I could have her ass out of here in 60 days. So that's how you get to women, not showing up in the Ferrari or in I don't know. You asking for trouble when you lead with your wallet. It's like when you lead with the breast, when you lead with your booty. You got your breast out. Oh, did you hear what I'm saying? No. I'm thinking about ping pong or left to right. I ain't heard a word you said. So, yeah, my brother's got a point. I didn't realize George Clooney's wife was a waitress. That's a good story.
She's a waitress. And Common Man, I muted you because it was feedback, but you can unmute yourself if you want. I have something to say. There you go.
Okay. Yeah, that's what you do. If he was going out there looking for a wife, he would go outside. He would go out there looking for a man who's looking for a wife, not just a one night hit or not one night hit and run. He going out there trying to be like one of the fellas that's hanging in the club. That's not looking for no wife, because the women who hang in the club ain't looking for no husband. They're looking for a man that got money that's gonna give them $25,000. You see? Now, if he's looking for a wife, he would prepare himself to be a husband or to look like a husband that's gonna be about something. Just because you got $1 million don't mean that the dude is about something. That means you just got $1 million or $10 million or $100 million or whatever it is. You see what I mean? So he set up, and like I said, I was just saying to myself. I said you could tell he wasn't raised by no man, because the man would tell him that. He said, man, you don't go out there flashing your money and all that gold and stuff. And besides the fact, if there was a good woman looking for a man, he may scare her off. You see, because she automatically think he might be too good for her. Just because he got money don't mean every woman gonna run to him. Some women do think that some men are too good for them. You see, if she riding around in something like a 2000 Hyundai or something, and she got a one bedroom apartment that barely, that's barely, decent. Why would she, jump into or try to walk up and talk to a guy that's riding around with a Maserati you know, with gold chains, you know what I'm saying? With all the flash in the world. I mean, come on, would you do that, D?
No, I would not. And Netta says, and how you doing, by the way? She says he had a wife and he let her go for the streets. So now he out there in the streets and he had a wife.
Yeah, but maybe she was already for the streets and he was looking for a wife. You see, if she went back to the streets, or she went to the street, or he went for the, did he go to the street?
Sound like he divorced her, left her, and then he went to the streets, is from what I understand.
Or if he went to the streets, then he lost a good thing. But if she went to the streets, she just took his money and ran. You see,
Yeah,
it
he
all
sound like they're
depends.
saying he did.
I'm sorry, say it again.
That sounds like they're saying he did.
Well, if he did it, then he wasn't ready to be married. And listen to what he was saying earlier. You know, he still ain't ready to be married because he still ain't looking for no wife. He looking for a spot. He looking for something he can, you know, it's gonna be with the BBL and the fake breasts and the fingernails and the eyelashes and all that. He gonna try to turn that into a wife. You know, a Joan Cleaver or Claire Huxtable or something like that. You ain't gonna turn that into no wife. No matter what it looks like, you ain't gonna turn that into no wife. She's gonna come to you as she is. You want a fake woman? That's what you're gonna get. You see, that's how I see it.
And you know, it's and Stacy says he cheated on his wife. Wow. Yeah, I mean, you make an interesting point how uh and I say this all the time too, you know, a lot of men go get the young hot thing. Ain't nothing wrong with a young hot thing, but like you said, that young hot thing probably don't want to be no housewife. You know, she gonna probably you found her in the streets. That's probably where she gonna be at. You know, running in the streets. She's not gonna be at the house like you said, being a June Cleaver, Claire Huxtable, or nothing like that. She gonna be like, I'm in the mall. You know.
That's what his now he's up there crying like a baby about because he rich he ain't gonna find no wife. No, because he rich and stupid, he ain't gonna find no wife. That's why he ain't gonna find no wife. Because he wanted a wife, you know, he just gets he can get up a nice little condo, maybe a 2-bedroom condo. Don't look rich. The last thing anybody that's in money will tell you, you don't look like you got money. You look like you're doing all right. You never look like I can guarantee you that I don't know, Bill Gates don't walk around with Jordans on. I can guarantee you that. You see what I mean? He don't go out and buy $500 sneakers and $1,000 pants and stuff like that. I can guarantee you that. But he's one of the richest men in the world. But you got these brothers out here that's making 10 million, $20 million, you know, whatever a year, and they walk around with all the bling bling and flash, and then they wonder why they get robbed, or they wonder why somebody robbed their house, or they wonder why they can't find a woman. They say, yeah, he can find a woman, but it may not be the woman he wants. And that's going to be because that woman that asked for that $25,000, she had already set him up. She was testing him.
Yeah, that's a lot of money to ask for somebody you just met. Hey, how you doing? By the way, can I get $25,000 from you?
You just imagine you got 25,000 on the first trip around. Can you imagine what she would have asked for next? You see
And
what I mean?
And Kiki is saying, or let me put you on mute so we don't have any feedback. There we go. Or maybe he's just experiencing his karma. He probably messed over a good woman thinking because he had money, he has options, and now he's finding out, contrary to popular beliefs, money doesn't buy every woman, especially when it's attached to a no good man. You better say something to us. Walter, what you say about that? And Fly Guy, how you doing?
Which about which part?
Where she says maybe he's experiencing karma.
I don't believe in karma. I think that's baloney.
I do.
Because if karma is true, then you can't redeem yourself. Like, just think about that for a second. To believe in karma means that you believe in a sealed fate. That means people can't change, they can't redeem themselves. And coming from a Christian, especially, Christianity and karma don't mix, because the biggest offender to Christianity, the biggest killer was Saul, and he ended up being Paul. I mean, like, you can go through a lot of religions. A lot of these leaders are people that were redeemed, and even Jesus hung out with the pimps, hustlers, and hoes. So if karma is the case, why is Jesus hanging out with the hoes?
Well, let me ask you this. Do you believe in you reap what you sow?
I believe you sow all kind of seeds, and the seeds that you continue to work on, you work on the best. Those are the ones that end up being sowed. So if you're a shitty person your whole life, then that's the crop you're gonna get. But if you made a shit ton of mistakes when you were young and you started to get better and improve, I believe those are the seeds that you ultimately reap. Otherwise, how do you get people that
Do,
end up on the world stage that have made change, but that started out, you know,
do, but do you believe in cause and effect?
I believe in cause and effect, but I don't believe it comes and bites you 40 years later. I think it bites you soon.
This is the thing, though. And I believe in karma, laws of the universe, cause and effect, and, all that other stuff. You reap what you sow. Because basically what it's saying is what you put out there will come back to you, whether it's something good or whether it's something bad. So,
Yeah.
but wait, it doesn't say that you cannot be redeemed. It just says that you're going to get back what you did. And it might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but you will get that back. That's essentially what karma is saying.
So when you make a move, there is a ripple effect, sure. And most of the time those are immediate. Like unprotected sex, here come the baby. You know what I'm saying? If you slap your wife, here come the cuffs. But so yeah, when you sow something, you reap it. But generally, that is sooner. For somebody that says he did something 20 years ago and just one day it's going to show up, I struggle with that, because if there's karma, then there's no reason for me to make a change or me to try and do better. Like I was telling my youngest son, today we were on the phone just talking about life and, educating him on, letting people change. People change. So I was telling him, I said, a lot of people that are improved and do personal development, go through metaphysics or be it religion or spiritual, whatever they do, those people get better. But you have to let them get better. And a lot of the people that you're still going after have already changed.
Well, let me say this, because I think we also need to get, and I see y'all comments, we on the same page. I think we need to get the context of karma. Karma doesn't have anything to do with saying somebody did me wrong. It's not me getting them back. It's the way it is. It's what they call the law. And Walter, you're pretty versed on the laws of the universe. And that is just the way it is. So I don't have anything to do with your karma, whether you get it or not. Even if I said, you know what, karma or universe, or God, I don't want them to get back what they've done to me. That's not in my control. It's just the way it is. So it doesn't get reaping what you sow and redemption. They're not the same thing, because you can be redeemed, but it's like you can't just go out there being a horrible person to people and just say, well, I'm not doing it right now.
But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking that person that's just being a horrible person and that continues doing that. It's not karma. He's going to get what's coming to him from his current actions. What I'm saying about karma is, if somebody makes a mistake, karma says that person, no matter what they do to fix that, always has the negative coming, always has the Green Reaper showing up. It's always going to end up shitty for them. That's what I mean when I say I don't believe in karma, because everybody makes mistakes. And if that's the case, everybody is doomed. So yeah, you reap what you sow, sure, but like karma, think about what karma means.
That's what that's what it means. You reap what you sow.
If you look up karma, that's not what it says. I would guarantee if you go ahead and Google karma, it doesn't say you reap what you sow.
Let me see.
I planted these broccoli sprouts 2 times because of the heat they did. I'm not getting what I sowed. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you make mistakes. You have to be able to allow people to grow.
Okay, let me tell you what it says. Karma in Hinduism and Buddhism, the sum of a person's actions in this and previous states of existence, viewed as deciding their fate in future existences. And in the informal definition says destiny or fate Following as effect from cause. There's something highly satisfying when karma strikes. So it's the same thing. It's cause and
Okay.
effect.
Listen to what you the first thing you said. It is the sum of your actions. When in Buddhism and Hinduism, when they're talking about karma, they're talking about millennia, next life, future life, way down the line. It's the sum of your actions. So the point I'm making, if somebody makes a mistake, that's not his karma. To say that Irv Gotti cheated on his wife 20 years ago or had sex with Ashanti outside of his marriage doesn't mean that him getting robbed by a 26-year-old from Dominica is his karma. Now, if he continues, that's the sum of his actions, yeah, he's going to get that. But like somebody that made mistakes and then spent the majority of the rest of their life trying to fix him and be better, I don't believe they deserve negative returns. That's why I don't buy the whole. And most people that use the word karma don't even know what karma means. Like you said, it's the sum of your actions, which means it's the sum. And if we really talk about universe and metaphysics and the law of the universe, 100 years on this planet is not shit. Think about this. For you to believe that karma exists means you believe in thousands and thousands and thousands of years of a life. Millennia, like even a million years is nothing to the universe. So we can't use the word karma and then bring it down to earthly, to an earthly civilization.
Do you at least believe you reap what you sow?
I believe that. Yes, you reap, you sow something, and it shows up. Like when I got, you get somebody pregnant, here comes a kid. That's an action. But I slept with this girl 20 years ago, and she got a 2-year-old and talking about his mind because karma got her pregnant. No,
You tripping.
But think about this: karma is universal. Most people can't even see past 2,000 years ago. To talk about karma I think karma is an excuse. Most people use it as a way to punish somebody.
And let me say this. And Thunder, how you doing, baby? You say, why do we believe that the only thing that can and will happen will always be negative and never good? No, I know that it's good or bad. It's the laws of the universe, which you put out there is going to come back to you, whether it's good or bad. So it doesn't necessarily mean bad. Maybe the way people use it as far as karma, yeah, like you're going to get something bad. But if you're adhering to the laws of the universe, it's what you put back out there will come back to you. So that's why they tell you to put good things out there.
Let me ask you this. What did Black people do in the past to be slaves, persecuted, and to end up with Joe Biden? What did we do? Is that our karma?
That's a loaded question right there. Because depending on if you adhere to the Bible teachings and all of that, allegedly we were disobedient, and so that's why I say it's kind of a loaded question. Common Man, did you want to jump in here?
Yeah, I don't believe in all that Hindu stuff. I believe in the African saying. The African saying is like this. It says, if you're gonna marry someone who loves you, not someone who you love. You see what I mean? That way you'll always be happy. Because that's the problem with these men and a lot of women too. They go after what they want. You see, they have a man or a woman that loves them, but they go after what they want. You see, they'll stay with the man or woman that loves them, but they still want to go out and find what they love. When you find somebody that loves you, that's a rare thing. You should be smart enough to keep that. You see, but a lot of people don't understand that. So they always want more. They want to have their cake and eat it too. See, I'll go back to that guy again. He wants a wife. All right, but he couldn't keep the wife that loved him. You see what I mean? So she got tired of it, and I guess left him. You see what I mean? Well, now he's looking for that again. Now the chance of him finding that is probably slim and none, looking in the same places. Because if he found her or wherever he was looking for her and found her, you know what I'm saying? But he probably can't go back there no more because all the women around there probably know how he is. He said, yeah, he got money, but I ain't gonna mess with him. You see what I mean? But
Yeah, and that's actually something women are told. I remember my grandmother telling my sister and I that make sure you get a man that loves you more. It's like okay, but
see that you have to understand that. See, a lot of people don't want to understand that. They always want their cake and eat it too. When you got a mate, somebody that's gonna love you and be there for you for the rest of your life, that's a prize. But they don't realize they lost the prize until the prize leaves. You see, no matter how many women they mess with, they're never gonna find that person that loved them again. You
you know,
might, but
I
I,
mean, love takes work. I mean, love takes a lot of work. It just does. Because most people, when they start dating, it's not really love. It's infatuation. You're caught up with something new. It's kind of like when you go out and you buy a new suit. Or for me, if I get something new for my kitchen, a new utensil, something I can cook with, if I discover a new meal, I'm excited about that. Like me, man, if y'all ever come to Ontario, California, you got to stop by for my pesto, blueberry, goat cheese, avocado. Oh man, it's off the hook. This salad I made, I love it. But after eating it 4 or 5 times, I'm like, I don't really love this like I used to, but I know it's packed with fiber and all the things I need in it. It's got like Himalayan rock sea salt sprinkled on top. Man, it's a panty dropper. It's off the hook. But I kind of starting to get tired of it. So I have to go, okay, this is good for me. I can eat this gourmet dish and it still has everything I need for nutrients. So I have to look at it a different way. The first night I made it, it was like, bam, I love this. I think that's how love is. Otherwise, why would 60% of marriages end in divorce and 99% of first loves end in disaster? You know what I'm saying? So I think love is something you have to learn. And you have to loving someone, I think, is getting to deal with their stuff and you guys work things out together. Like otherwise, how do you really ever think about this for a second? How do you fall out of love? How do you love something and then not love it again?
and that's the thing. I think people are too busy trying to be in love and not knowing the difference between love. Because to me, in love is, oh, I'm always feeling this warm and fuzzy feeling. Oh, it should always feel like the first day we met. And depending on the length of time you've been together, they ain't always gonna feel like that. And like you said, it does take work. If you really love something or someone, then you do what's necessary. I mean, unless the other person is a horrible person, but you do what you need to do, to make it work. Find other ways to stay in love, whatever, or find ways to keep loving that person, and vice versa. But yeah, nowadays people are just, well, I'm not feeling warm and fuzzy, or I met somebody else and they make me feel warm and fuzzy, and it's like a mess. And Simone B. You're right, says we evolve in our emotions. Absolutely.
So, and again, back to the money thing. Listen, if you have money, there's things you can do to where you don't end up in that situation. You have the money to work on yourself. You have the money to put yourself in the right places. I think the problem with Irv, and I don't know much about Irv Gotti, even when he was with Ja Rule and Ashanti, I still, if Irv Gotti showed up to my house when he was hot, I wouldn't know who he was because I didn't follow hip hop. Even though I followed it, I didn't know who everybody was, but I don't know his lifestyle now. Me, if I was like, let's say I was worth $100 million, or when I get to the point where I'm worth $100 million and I'm single, I am hanging out in places where the average woman would never even see me, find me. I'm not worth $100 million, and I'm hanging out at the Shake Shack, or I'm at the Turkey Leg Hut, or I'm at In-N-Out Burger. You know what I'm saying? I'm somewhere totally different with the caliber of woman who knows what it's like to earn money and fight like hell and risk it all and then get somewhere comfortable. I'm around those women and they tend to be in different places, not in the Dominican Republic, on a boat pushing pineapples across the pond. That's not where you go as 100 millionaire. You go somewhere where women of your caliber, but you have to be that dude too. You can't just be a rich nigga and up, in the place where you want to meet a woman that's your caliber. You still got to, you got to bring the heat. So I don't know how he behaves. I don't know his lifestyle. I hope he's not walking around with a gold chain on still. Maybe, I guess there's nothing wrong with the gold chain. It's just 80s. My father showed up in a gold chain, I'd probably be embarrassed. Just like if somebody's kid showed up with a mohawk, his dad showed up with a mohawk. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, that was 1980. That's just my opinion.
And Madam Sphere, how you doing? It says money doesn't cover wrongdoings and unresolved issues, or karma will find you and balance out life's issues. So yeah, we're having a little bit of back and forth in regards to what karma is. But I'm just one of those people. I do believe you get what you put out there. I do. I just don't, to say that I can do horrible things to people or I don't know, and I just will escape that. Maybe you are lucky in some cases to escape it, but yeah, you don't get what's coming back to you. I think we all do, to some degree, which is why, and I think really the lesson in it all is to just strive to be a good person. Do no harm, right? Wake up and be kind, and that's what I always say. I try, to never intentionally harm somebody. Like I wake up and I'm gonna go, do this to this person that I know is evil. No, I don't do those type of things. If I've ever harmed anybody, it was unintentional. So I think intent has a lot to do with it.
So if you believe that, if you believe it's intention, someone's current intentions should dictate whatever you guys are calling karma, right?
You said the current intentions?
Correct. You said if somebody's intentions, like people make mistakes, even if somebody was intending to slap the shit out of you when you walk by, but they realize, that's wrong. It doesn't make me human. That actually makes me a shitty person. I need to work on myself and do better. That person's new path, new intentions change. Should that person then have somebody come slap the shit out of them because they did it to somebody in the past?
I tend to think, if it's something you don't normally do, you maybe made a mistake or you lapsed judgment or something. It's like a one-off, then yeah, I could see it kind of, yeah, Simone, like I said, Mercy, I could see it being, oh, okay. But if that's just who you are, you run around and you're doing people dirty, yeah, you don't get that back. That's not something you just say, oh, I'm sorry, and then you keep doing it. Oh, okay, listen, I'm sorry, and then you keep doing it. It's like, no. That's just something you're saying. It's not who you really are. So let's transition to this next Common Man. Did you want to add anything else before I move on to the next topic?
Yeah, obviously, I'm like you. I don't like going around looking over my shoulder. You see what I mean? If you don't go around, if you don't go hurt nobody intentionally, then you don't have to walk around always looking over your shoulder waiting for something to come to you. Because if you hurt somebody intentionally, more than likely they'll come back at you. And that means every day you can't go to sleep at night peacefully. You can't walk down the street at night. If you get a little nick on your car, you want to wonder, did this person come over here and do this to my car? You see what I mean? But when you know you ain't got nothing, nothing to worry about and nothing to look over your shoulders for, you live a lot easier way, a lot easier life.
I totally agree with you. 100%. Do that's why I say do no harm. Hanif, how you doing? You say people don't have calibers. Classism is a European thing. Common interest, common values, spirituality, mindset, absolute seek the same. Money? Nah, that's the wrong gauge. Someone in Jersey won $1 billion on Powerball. That's not instant high caliber person, is it? No. It just got money. Doesn't necessarily change who they are. It can, but not. That doesn't make them. And I changed the word good. Like if they were a bad person and they just got and they instantly won $1 billion, that doesn't make them a good person. They're just a bad person with $1 billion. If that, I think that's what you're trying to say. And on Thunder, you say, how long should someone continue to pay for a mistake? And are you willing to abide by the same punishment without complaint when it's your turn? Yeah. I think that when people are truly contrite, yeah, I don't think they should continue to pay for it. But if you're not, I mean, that's just the way it is. You're going to pay for it if you're not sorry. You know what I mean? But yeah, if it's your turn, it should be the same sentiment. I deserve this. I was a horrible person. I did A, B, C, and D. And I know this is what I got coming back to me. Now, should a person pay forever? I don't think they should pay forever. And again, that's not even up to the person or whatever they may have wronged. That's out of their control completely. And Brittany says you find yourself in the belly of a whale. And Simone, you say mercy is a lower level of consequence. Grace is a pass. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. So let's get into this. I'm gonna meet you to this next topic here. Halle Berry, who to me is one of the dopest women on the planet, she was ordered to pay her ex-husband Oliver Martinez. I guess he's a French actor, $8,000 a month in child support, and I guess it's 4.3% if she makes an additional 4.3% if she makes $2 million or more as far as income. Now she's also paying that with another child that she's had in the past, the same amount. I looked, he's worth, it says $10 million and she's worth about 90. So, you know, for whatever reason, they got joint custody all the way down the middle. She has to pay for all the other expenses for the child, the school, extracurricular activities, health care, and all of that stuff. So I guess, you know, it's actually probably a little bit more than 8,000, but
what's wrong with what's the problem with that though? Where's the issue? She brings home $160,000 a month. She spends $16,000, which is probably 5%, 6-7% of her income. I mean, shit, she got off lucky. That shit, Dr. Dre, I think they took half his shit. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think they did. No, they didn't.
No, okay, they didn't take, but they were asking for it.
Yeah, she was, but she didn't get that at all.
You hear celebrities, people talking about their wife getting $200,000 a month, or isn't Kanye paying $200,000 a month or something crazy?
I think so, yeah.
Kim Kardashian's approaching $1 billion.
Oh, more than that, like 4, I think.
So the point. So what's wrong with her spending 5-6% of her income? And joint custody is a funny thing. Like they get them 50-50 and they both responsible for half the child when they have them. Then to me, child support is kind of silly if both of them are doing well financially. You work $10 million. Come on, and you making $300,000-$400,000 on your own. I don't know. I think it's silly for anybody to pay child support when they're both doing extremely well.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, was he trying to stick it to her? Like, what's going on? Because he's not broke. You know what I mean?
But that's the law. But, you know, women, you guys wanted to be equal. This is the shit you guys wanted. You wanted equal rights, equal this. You know what I'm saying? You can't, women, you guys, this is not you, all of you, but women, the people that you allowed to speak for you, this is what they wanted. You can't tell a woman shit. You can't tell her how to dress. You can't tell your woman, hey, baby, I like you with this. I don't want to wear this. You know what I'm saying? I see women on Instagram who are married, relationships, and they got their titties out so far. I'm waiting for a nipple slip. I'm like, damn. So women, you guys, and I mean, talk about your leaders. This is what you wanted.
Who is our leaders?
I don't even know who your leaders are, but somebody burn the bra. Let the nipple swing. Like we equal rights. Women's lib. Like we don't want a man. We're not gonna force this dude to do the right thing and take care of us and lead the family. We're gonna let him off the hook and we go do it. Those are the leaders I'm talking about. The people that go on and on and on. Oh, he's too masculine. He's toxic. Man. So yeah, Halle Berry, she got off lucky paying $8,000 a month. Shit, I was making $250,000. Anyways, I ain't gonna go down that road. You get the point. Do you know where I'm going with this shit? You worth $90 million and you complaining about $100,000 a year?
I don't know if she's complaining necessarily. It was just reported, and I've seen a whole host of conversation around it. And Hannah says child support is what happens when you allow other people to decide what happens to your children. I agree, because adults, I would imagine, should be able to say, okay, this is the situation. This is what you have. This is what I have. Can we come to an agreement? Yeah, okay, this is what we're gonna do. But like you said, when you put the, as my dad said, you put the white man in your business. Yeah, that's kind of what happens. They make a decision that you're probably not going to agree with. And Kiki, you say, I don't agree with the astronomical support orders when it's men. So yeah, I don't agree with it either. It's like, damn, you need $20,000 a month to raise a child, and that also happens a lot too, especially when it's men having to pay women. Usually the woman is not working, so it's like, well, shouldn't you have to get a job too? I don't know. Oh, really? How you doing? It says wide strokes. I see is strong with this one. Laugh out loud. I don't know what that means. And Madam's Theory says likewise, Tia Mowry needs to pay something too, even though the prenup was very smart. Yeah, sounds like she didn't have to pay anything, and she got to keep, the house and all that kind of stuff. And two, it just depends on, I don't know, maybe the lawyer, the system. I don't know, But I agree, if they both got money and they're well off, why don't we just call it a wash? You take care of the child when you have them, and then I take care of them when I have them. Because regardless if we were together or not, I was paying you child support, you still need a place to live, right? Wouldn't you need to pay for a roof over your head? That's what I'm thinking. Common Man, what you think?
Yeah. Let me explain something to you about Halle Berry. Halle Berry has reached the $20 million mark in showbiz. I used to be in showbiz. Okay, this is what Monique wanted. Okay, meaning that she doesn't make a movie for less than $20 million unless what she makes it for is a tax write-off. Okay, that's why Monique was so upset when she wasn't making the money. All right. Now, as far as the child support is concerned, it's like my man Walter said. That's what they wanted. I mean, she's not paying nothing. And now speaking of Halle Berry, not only does she make, if she reached a $20 million per movie mark. I mean, every movie she makes, on the table, it starts at $20 million unless it's like, I guess you would say a gift, where she'll do it for $8 million or $10 million. Okay, but like Walter said, all right. Oh man, I lost my thought. So,
I talk about you said she's making so much money, and Walter was saying basically if you both got, if that's what you want, that's what women want.
Well, yeah, that's what they wanted. Now, that's besides the fact. This is what I was thinking. Besides the fact of her residuals. You see, every time each one of those movies that she has made throughout her career goes to let's say they redistribute it again, or you rent it on any of the movie rental places like Netflix or whatever, she gets a percentage of that for the rest of her life, and the kids get it for the rest of their life. That's her money. So if she says she worth what you say, 90 million, that's probably about right. That's what she has now. But that doesn't mean that what she's getting in constantly coming in is not coming in. So that's why her ex-boyfriend or ex-husband, the one that got, I remember him, he got hit in the face by her new boyfriend before she was with this guy that she with now. Okay? So that's why he said 4%. So now, out of all the residuals she get, he's going to get 4% of that, along with 4% of whatever she makes in whatever future movie she makes. You see? So the guy was smart. He didn't ask for a solid amount. He asked for a percentage. You see? But women asked for it. Women fought for it. That's why these women are boss chicks now. But now karma is coming back around, and it's getting them.
Oh, not yet. So now we're going to use karma, huh?
Yeah, that's
karma.
probably
It's
when it would be
payback.
more useful, because women continue, I'm talking about your leaders, to do this shit. I mean, like, my God, like, women, y'all had it good. And the funny part is, y'all got the goods. You know what I'm saying? Like, a woman has, even today, still has some power over men just by her being a woman. You know, a woman with perfume that walks by and like rubs your back and says, "Hey, how's it going?" It has your attention for a second, even if you don't want it. You're like, okay. My homeboy couldn't rub my back and be, "Hey, how you doing?" But hey, I'm good, fool. So women, you still have some power, and I'm not saying sex is your power, all of it, but like just being a woman, certain things about being a woman, wanting a man. Like for instance, I open doors for my friends, and one of my friends is like, "Oh, I'm not used to that." I'm like, "Well, whose fault is that? You hanging around all these dudes, and none of them are opening your door? That's your fault." I know sometimes you in a hurry. You know, I'll be like, "Okay, you know, I want to get your door, but in the interest of time, I'm gonna let you get out." And those were exactly my words. I'm gonna let you get out of the car without me getting your door, because there's some things that I can be in control over, and that's how I treat you as a woman. So women, y'all can still make money and be bosses, but like these boss chicks, most of them are single because they can't say a man can't say shit to him. "Oh, I'm making money bossing." He can't say nothing to me. I got an ex-girlfriend right now who called me today. Do you know her? Nice girl, we cool, but like I can't see myself, even if I was willing to date. I can't see myself with her because most of our conversations about her being this and I'm doing this and I'm moving the planet. And I'm like, when do we get to the baby oil or the coconut oil? If all you doing is working and bossing and moving things around.
Are you talking about putting a ring on her finger?
I would do it if she would slow down enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think women these days, a lot of them have become task oriented. "Oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. Oh my God, this, all these things." And at the end of the day, you've already passed the goal line. You know, at the end of the day, me and you need to spend time together. We need to save some money so we can afford to be together. You know, like for us to be, this is why I don't like Sunday nights if I'm dating someone that has a job. I don't like Sunday nights. I don't like Sunday mornings because the first thing you do when you wake up is go, "Oh, this is cool." But TikTok, she's got to go to work on Monday morning. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Versus her just rolling with me and saying, "We're going to tackle this planet." And I'm not going to leave a warm bed. You know what I'm saying? Where things are cool and it's just a good vibe. And you got to get up, get on, go get dressed, sit in traffic, through the rain or whatever it is, and go deal with some shit. And you got to do that all week. And then Friday night, I get you back for 2 nights. And Friday, you're tired as hell. So really, it's Saturday night. And Saturday night, in the back of my mind, I know Sunday morning and Sunday night and Monday morning is coming. You see what I'm saying? So I think it makes
your woman needs to have some free time. Like, okay, maybe she works for herself and she can dictate, you know, her
work with me. I think my next wife will run businesses together. I just think it's really tough. And I'm gonna come clean, and maybe, hey, if I'm running a business and my wife's out running a business, I'm a boss. I got all kinds of shit around me that probably don't need to be around me. Same with her. You know what I'm saying? There's too many temptations. It's kind of like I told the girl a couple of days ago. I said, if I was ever going to be in a relationship, a serious one, that was going to lead to marriage in a ring, our social media would have to be one page. Me and you on the page. My DM is your DM. Ain't me have social media. You have social media. Or I and you, we're on social media together. That's TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. We have one page. Me and you. When you get a DM, we both get a DM. I said, otherwise, I can't get married. Because I know I get DMs I don't want you to see. And you get DMs I don't want you to see. I don't want to be in a relationship like that. That's why even my ex-girlfriend had access to all my social media, all my emails, all my shit. I was like, go through it. And she would hop on hoes too. She was quick to send a girl a message. So those are the type of things. That's just me speaking. When I think of like George Clooney, you think his wife is checking her social media and he don't have access to it? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just too much. Now, I'll do that with the chick I'm seeing, you know, that I'm not real, you know, I'm not planning on marrying. But once I get to that point, oh, it's open book. Because in 2023, it's the only way in my book to do it. There's too many distractions. Instagram, TikTok, man, Lord have mercy. You out there, you open up your girlfriend's DMs and look at all the dick pics and shit she gets. You know, my ex-girlfriend, who was pretty mild and chill, very conservative, I went to her social media one day and I would just, it's on the computer, we share shit, and dudes are just in there, like from other countries, like, hey, I like you, do, we should get together, whoop-de-whoop. I'm like, damn, is this the shit women deal with?
I've gotten them before, but I don't get them anymore. I don't know. I just think if a man is a creep, he's a creep. He gonna do that regardless. But I also think it's what they maybe see on your page. I don't know. Again, I know a woman, she should be able to, that's gonna sound kind of crazy, but be butt naked on her page and not expect to receive that.
That's not true. That's bullshit.
Yeah, it is true.
Don't lie to these women. If you butt naked on your page, you deserve some dick pics.
No, you don't.
Oh, come on now. Then why you butt naked?
Listen.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
We're out in left field. You know what I'm saying.
I know, but I'm saying, because I always got to clarify this. I say this all the time. Because me and Donovan used to have this conversation.
Butt naked. Come on.
And we had to have this conversation. As a woman, I had to bring some correctness to it. If a woman is walking down the street with a cotton ball and 2 cotton balls and a Band-Aid, that should not make you come out of you being a gentleman.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about social media.
Even social media. You see a woman on there and she's, all her cracks are open. That don't mean that you should, take a picture of your lower regions and say, here, there you go, girl. Because she didn't ask for that. So
I wouldn't send her one of those pictures.
I know you wouldn't, but I'm saying that don't mean that's not an open invitation for you to send her a picture of your junk.
We're talking about the general population. You, like Ice Cube said, it's like having nice shit in the hood is like inviting ants to a picnic. You can't be walking around butt naked and don't expect the general population to holler at you. I mean, it's not right.
Wait, holler. Hey, girl, how you doing? But to do something, that's a different story. It should not make you behave or act in a way toward her that is, ungentlemanly. That's all I'm saying. Whatever she has on does not dictate, and I know you're not saying this, but I just want to say this for context, doesn't dictate your behavior as a man. Well, because we kind of hear that argument a lot. Well, what did you have on? Because I one time, my ex-husband that I was married to for 10 months, I was on the phone with him, and I was walking from taking the trash out. He's a truck driver, so he wasn't home. And this guy tried to holler at me. And my ex was like, what do you got on? I bet you got on something, you some tight pants or something. I'm like, yo, I don't have anything. Even if I was naked, you know what I mean? The guy wasn't saying nothing bad. He was just, hey, how you doing? Can I get your number type of thing? It was nothing major, but I'm like, why they got to be on me? Like I had something inappropriate on. So I think we should disconnect the two. You know what I mean? And Mars, you say, I don't think it was completely like that. Remember, there were women that had to fend for themselves, or the man might decide he's done with her and leave her to fend for themselves. The dad passed. And John Tony, how you doing? Complex Blackness, how you doing? Let's see here. Are you saying bull? Nah, Complex Blackness. So you agree with Walter that a man, if a woman is butt naked, and because you can't really be too butt naked on social media, depending on the platform, if she is dressed inappropriate, y'all are saying that a man should be able to feel free to send her a picture of his stuff? Is that what y'all saying?
Okay, that's not even what I meant. That's not what I said. I was just being funny. Nobody deserves to have anything happen to them based on what their appearance. That I don't agree with that. I'm just saying, and I'm just being more funny, but you are going to get dick pics. You're going to get them. Like, for instance, I was seeing this girl, and if you go to her social media page, her titties are front and center. And
let's say boobs.
Or her boobs are front and center. And I told her, I said, you are such a beautiful woman. You're smart. Like, you got the glasses on. I said, even glasses in a long dress and some heels. I said, that is hot right there. I said, I'm more attracted to a woman in heels and glasses and her hair down, because I just like hair. That's just me. That's fire to me. That because I'm like, I can see what she brings to the table, the way she walks, the way she carries herself, her demeanor. That's fire to me. I see you walking and your breasts are out. I'm just thinking about pouring baby oil on you and getting you out of my house as fast as possible. I ain't trying to get to know you, because every time you leave the house, everybody's staring at your breasts. You ain't my woman. In my plan, I say you can't bring a bed to a campsite. That's code for you can't make a whole housewife. So you have to behave in these societies these days how you want to be treated. And unfortunately, if you walk around with your breast out, your DMs are going to be full of, I want to do something to those. And if you don't believe that, then there's something else wrong with you.
Common Man, you want to jump in there?
Demetra.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
If a woman walking down the street showing her worth, showing her worthiness, you can't tell me that a man is supposed to ignore that. If he ignores that, then more than likely he's not a man. The same with the dick pics on the on the website or on a page. Okay, some dudes will do that, and some won't. But now this is the other side of the coin. This is where women are confused, because when women get to a certain age, men don't pay them no attention. Then they get mad about that. If you don't look at it no more with that wandering eye, saying that she look good or whatever, then they say, well, I don't know what's wrong with him. I had my best dress on, had this tight dress on, and I was looking hot to her. But to men, after a certain age, she no longer has that same sex appeal. Okay? And then they get upset behind that. Now you tell me, men will only say, can only tell you that. Because you know how many women get upset now? Okay, like I'm 61, right? I'll be 52 soon, right? You know how many women get upset now that you no longer see them as hot as hot as you did when they was in their 20s and 30s and even 40s? It's not there anymore. You see, but their daughters look good.
Well, see, he was doing all right, Common Man. I'm gonna mute you say so. He was doing all right. Yeah, and I think that's to certain men. Because I hear that a lot. Oh, a woman gets past a certain age, she's not deemed attractive anymore. That's not to all men. That's just to certain men. And a woman of any age would only be concerned with attracting one man, a good man. She ain't trying to be out there, like a magnet, right? Attracting everybody. So yeah, of course, a man is going to look at a woman who is dressed less than, but as far as to do something, as far as send her a picture she's not asking for or any other thing, no, that's wrong. And the way she's behaving or dressed should not dictate how you behave. You should always be a gentleman. You should always do what a good man would do, and not say, oh well, let me go on and send her a little something in her inbox. You know what I mean? I don't know. She shouldn't make you even want to do that. But then I don't know, some people are just built differently. Because there's been some women, and such as myself, I'm not dressed naked or nothing like that on social media. I've had a couple of little danglings sent it to my inbox. And I'm like, you could have kept that. You sure could have kept that. Wasting my time even opening his inbox in the first doggone place. Never mind. I'm about to get in trouble. Let me shut up. Yes, Stacy, you say Chef Babette is 72 and she still has it together. I met Chef Babette in Los Angeles at her restaurant, Stuff I Eat. So she's a vegan. I went in there with my daughter. We went to this Taste of Soul, and at the time we're vegan and we couldn't taste nothing. I'm gonna mute you, comment man, just a second. We couldn't taste nothing, so we went around the corner to Stuff I Eat. We was ordering, sat there waiting. She came in. I said, "Oh my God, how you doing?" We took a picture. It's on my Facebook somewhere. I put it up one day, and so we were talking for a minute. And she says, "My daughter says she says, Mom. She says, Mom, how old are you?" And at the time, I was in my older 40s. She goes, "You don't look that old." I'm like, you should talk. Because she looks really good, you know. So you say you go to Stuff I Eat. Yeah, it's a good restaurant. I love it. And I love her. I love her story. So yeah, she still got it going on. She look better than a lot of women in their 40s. I mean, she exercises, she doing HIIT workouts and all kind of stuff. You guys have seen her around. So to say that a woman when she gets to a certain age is undesirable, yeah, she may be undesirable to some men, but she ain't undesirable to all men. So
Can I
So
talk?
did we nail the Halle Berry thing?
I think we're over that. Go ahead, Common Man.
Okay, D. All right, if people are sending you those dick pics, then those are screwed up people because you don't carry yourself like that. You carry yourself as wife, okay, as wife and mother, okay. So those, I mean, I can understand somebody inviting you to dinner or to an affair with other people because that's how you carry yourself. But now what Walter's talking about is about women who carry themselves in a way where they're gonna pull those creeps and freaks. You see what I mean? There's two different type women.
I mean, I guess I could get that. You know, you pulling creeps. You know, people who would probably,
That's right.
yeah, do that regardless of what you're doing.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. When now you never carry yourself as far as I've been watching you on YouTube with Phil, and even on your own show. You never carry yourself as if you want that sort of attention. But there's gonna always be the idiots that's out there that's gonna do that crazy mess. They're just out there. This is the internet. You know, that's how the world. You know, that's how the world is. You see what I mean? So I mean, if you ever feel that upsets you, then don't let it bother you. Because believe me, there's a lot of men out here would love to talk to you as someone who would make them a good wife, but not a thought. You see what I mean? Not a one night stand.
Oh yeah, you know, and as a woman, and I always try to, you know, just really give that advice. We do have to, women have to set that. I'll mute you again because when I talk, it's some feedback, and then you're gonna mute yourself. Yeah, we do have to set the tone to let men know what I will and will not do. You know, and as I always say, as far as dating, I'm 52, so I don't really want to be out there just dating and, you know, here and there and all up in bars. I never was like that anyway. But if somebody's interested in me, I want to know, what's your end game with me? Are you just want to date? Are we going out to dinner? We hanging out, watching Netflix and, you know, not chilling? Or are you looking for a wife? Because if you're not, I'm looking for a husband. That's what I would say. I'm looking for a husband. Or I want a husband to find me. But if you're not looking for a wife, then we should not waste each other's time, right? Let's not try to get attached or do any of that other stuff. But I think we all need to make our intentions clear. And yeah, when you're on social media, because people, you know, they will go look at your social media and see what you about, you know. And if you got it bent over and gapped open and, you know, all that other stuff, yeah, you're probably not going to attract a man who's really trying to be your husband like that. You're going to attract the man who may say he's trying to be your husband, but he's just trying to give it a test drive, you know. So yeah, I agree. And Mars, you say I don't want no man just to be sending stuff like that. I agree. It does not dictate. Yeah, you know, they don't. I haven't had that lately. I mean, the last, I'll say, couple of years or so. But the times that I did, it didn't bother me. I was just like, what's wrong with this fool? You know what I mean? What if I was? Because I see some women when they do get those pictures, they put them on blast. They, you know, put it all up on social media. Look at this guy, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, they better be lucky I ain't like that. I just delete it and keep on pushing. And some regards, I'm like, damn, that's all you got. You could have kept that little old thing you got going on there. So,
Lord have mercy, man. Y'all talking about a lot of shit today, but at least, and women, men, the best thing to do up front is get your money right. And compare, and this is what I was telling my son. I was like, dude, especially if you're young and in the clear, you don't have any of this stuff going on. Every time you make a move, go, is this hurting my future or making it worse? Like, I watched this thing on alcohol, and all these people talking about how alcohol, every time you have a drink, it severs your brain's common sense. And I never really looked at alcohol that way. I was just like, whoa, I didn't really think about it like that. He goes, well, of course, being tipsy means you're letting go from your standards and you're willing to do Blame it on the alcohol, blame it on the Henny, blame it on the vodka, whatever. And so last night I was gonna have a glass of wine, and I didn't have a drink last night. Normally, like I might even have a drink here just to be chilling with my cigar. But like I'm like, man, most of the bad decisions I've made have been over alcohol. When it comes to women, dating, arguments, fights, whatever. So, and even when it comes to dating or purchases, is this helping my future? Yeah, I'm gonna look hot in this, but am I gonna be able to sustain later on, especially with AI and everything going on right now? Like Wells Fargo just closed a ton of banks, a bunch of banks. Wells Fargo, they're basically like, our computer can even make loan decisions. Man, if you sit behind a desk and you do something that you think a robot can remotely do, your job is on the line. There's going to be rich people, the techies, and then there's going to be poor people living. And yeah, the apartment rents will come down because then your rent will be $1,000 instead of $2,000. But you'll be stuck to that. You'll be doing something to support the robots or the AI, or this. They'll just do like they did in Maui. They'll just start dropping bombs on certain neighborhoods they want back, or they don't.
Uh-oh.
They feel maybe you aren't productive enough. I mean, like, I kind of feel like I'm gonna say this, and maybe I need Joe Rogan's help. I kind of feel like some of these vaccines and some of the stuff that's being thrown out.
We really can't have that conversation on here, unfortunately.
Right. That's why. And
we can't. And listen, it ain't no sense even getting mad about it, because we just cannot. We cannot, because they take people's channels for that. So I hear what y'all saying. There's some platforms that you can. Y'all can go on Twitter. Elon Musk, he on the same page, but on these platforms, they don't let you do that. So otherwise, that's why I really don't talk a lot about that kind of stuff, because there's certain things the algorithm will pick up. And hey, y'all heard about Fresh and Fit? I don't know if you know who that is. They got their channel taken away. They're pretty crazy. But Simone, you say drugs and alcohol do impair judgment. They do. I'm not really a drinker. It's rare that I even have a drink, and I've been really educating myself about food and just being a better person physically. In this book I'm reading here, Vegetation Over Medication by Dr. Bobby Price. He's a Black guy. He's a brother. And he breaks it all down about, alcohol and the liver and, all that other stuff. And just knowing this kind of stuff, makes me not, and you can follow him on YouTube as well. He's got a copious amount of information on there. It makes me not want to do those things. And, I know people, they smoke weed and stuff for recreational things. Weed is something that I've never done, never got into. For a whole host of reasons. And I know somebody's probably gonna be like, well, ain't nothing wrong with weed. Listen, that's you, do you, okay? But I know they don't make weed the way they used to, right? When back in the day, it was homegrown, it was more, natural and all that kind of stuff. But now they doing all kind of stuff to the weed. It's like, how what you're really smoking? And a lot of people think that is harmless, but is it really? If some people just cannot live without smoking it. Is it really harmless? Like, to me, I really believe, alcohol, marijuana, it does rob you of your ambition. You just kind of fair to middling. I don't know. I've never done it, so maybe I'm speaking over my head in regards to that kind of stuff. But I just choose not to be inebriated in any way, shape, or form, because I like to be in my sound mind. I'm the type of person that if I do go out to a bar, which is rare. I don't remember the last time I even went to a bar. I'm the person. If everybody else is drinking, I'm gonna be the designated driver. I'm not drinking. I know people who smoke weed, but I'm like, no, I don't do those things. I don't put those things in my body because I really don't know what the long-term effect is. But as I said, for me personally, just on a personal journey of, just being better from the inside. And I started fasting. I'm gonna do it more when I get back from Japan. But I want to show y'all something. I've been spending time with a guy for since like July, right? I've been spending time with him, and it's kind of just been hanging out at my house for a while. We're getting kind of to know each other. Really, me kind of getting to know him. Walter's like, what?
Yeah, that's vague.
Yes, I'm getting to know him and everything, and he's just kind of hanging around and he doesn't do much. You know what I mean? He just doesn't do anything. Y'all see him? Right?
The hell is that?
It's an apple. It's an apple that we bought on July 9th. It was like July, I don't know, like 12th. Okay. He has not been refrigerated. My daughter actually drew his face. He has not been refrigerated or anything, right? And look, he's still in pretty good shape. So it would make you wonder, what the hell are they doing to these apples that he's just kicking it, right? He's just hanging out. He's not doing anything. He's not like, he's getting soft a little bit, but not much. He's got a little bit of wrinkles, but he's just hanging out. He's, taking in the atmosphere. He's really being a bum. But shouldn't an apple rot? You know what I mean? Like apples used to rot, didn't they? So like, what's really going on? Stacey, I don't know if this apple gonna keep the doctor away. I don't know if this apple gonna keep the doctor away. It might make you go to the doctor at this point, but these are the kind of things that I'm into lately, just kind of studying what's going on with our food and all that. So I definitely would not be putting alcohol and weed into my body. Life is precious. It is, and just not gonna do it. Common man. Hey, Jason.
Yeah, let me explain something to you. All right, like during this COVID thing that just went through, I told you I'm almost 62. All my friends, a lot of my friends that was doing drugs, and they still did them. They did them all the way up until they died. Okay, started back when they were 18, 20, 22. All of them died. Something stupid. I mean, now my other friends are healthy, all right, because they did drugs. I got one of my best friends who I don't talk to no more. All right, he was one of those cocaine etiquette guys. He take a couple of hits. Now he did that from the time he was like 20. I think he's still doing it, but now he can't even walk. Now we grew up in the same place. You see what I mean? I got another friend, Gary. He got cancer. You see what I mean? I had a friend, Sandra. She died of cancer. All these people did drugs. Okay? Then look at my other friends like Scudder or Samuel. Okay? That never really messed with it. Me, I only drank beer. I told people when I was young, I made my decision. That's what I'm gonna do. I'll stick to beer. Y'all can go get y'all high, whatever. I did smoke a little weed. That's when like you said, when weed was natural. You see me? But other than that, I only drank beer. But I'm looking at them dying, and I'm watching them. I said, now, each one of them I know. See, I know. You can't fool somebody who was there. You see what I mean? I know they was doing drugs, and they always have been doing drugs. You see what I mean? And each one of them, they dropping off. Mike, he had to get his voice box taken out. This guy, because we used to sing when I was a kid. Okay, he had to get his voice box taken out for smoking crack. He started doing that when he was 21 years old. All right, took him out, and when he got COVID, he couldn't take it because of the mucus that builds up. He couldn't breathe. He died in the hospital. All of them, one after another, bang, 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 and it's so weird that each and every one of them that are dead now, they died because I think it's because they did drugs, or they all did drugs. My best friend Thomas, he just died. Okay, he would never tell anybody what's wrong with him, but he just died. Just overnight, he just died. We know he had kidney stones, but his kidney probably failed or something. You see what I mean? But you're right. You don't no need to mess with that stuff. Like I said, me, I don't even drink liquor. I couldn't tell you what the difference between a pint and a fifth, and I took an occasional sip once in a while, but I couldn't tell you what size of bottle it is. I couldn't, because I don't know. I don't mess with it.
You see, and you're a lot like me. I'm very ignorant when it comes to alcohol. I don't know the difference between vodka, tequila. I just don't, because drinking is not something I do, and my equilibrium is kind of weird anyway. Like I'm one of those people that can have a sip and I would just be like gone, right? But whether people realize it or not, because I know there's a lot of argument about weed, and I try not to get in there because, like I said, it's kind of over my head. But marijuana is drugs. it is considered a drug. But people say, oh, it's not, it's a plant, it's natural. A drug is anything that alters you physically. Now, people aren't smoking weed because I'm just puffing in some air, you know. They're smoking weed to get lifted, right? To get high, to get whatever it does to you. So it is drugs. And you have to think about that when you are ingesting something or inhaling something that you don't normally inhale, and you do it a lot, eventually that's going to catch up to you. So, you know, like for me, I would prefer to be with somebody who doesn't do that. And plus, people who smoke weed is like, ugh, it be all up in their hair and they clothes, they nails. It just, ugh, it's horrible. So that's not something that I would prefer to be doing, but to each his own, always. So anyway, we don't get out of here. I can see Walter itching to go work. You're on mute.
No, what I'm working on is I have this, and I just wanted to be more of a man of my word. I have this, it's 32 pages, but I'm reducing it and working on it. It's just basically, and you guys, and I would say I would email it to you, but some of it's personal. It's just a life and business plan. If something were to happen to me physically, what my kids would do with me every day, and if I died, what they would do with the money, how they spend it, invest it, who they would give it to, not give it to. And it's just the books I'd want them to read, the movies I'd want them to watch, the courses I would want them to take, it's just kind of like me sort of in writing, like what would I want them to do if I wasn't around? And so I think we could all start doing stuff like that. And then you read it yourself. Because I noticed even from reading this, I'm like, okay, what? I do need to change that. No, I'm not in line with what I say I want to do. So that's kind of what I'm working on. I hope I get to the point where I can email it, maybe send it out.
And let me ask you this about that. Do you think that's something everybody should do?
100%. If you had a stroke right now and you were sitting there and you couldn't even change your clothes, who's coming to change your clothes? And what are you wearing? What are you eating? Like, I know for a fact my kids have their own lives and they are not going to come over here and make my blueberry avocado basil salad. They're not going to,
I thought you were going to say a smoothie.
No, I don't do. I mean, if it's got all the fiber in it, I'll do it. But are they going to come over here and do rainbow trout the way I like it? Are they going to come over here and do my salmon eggs and my sushi? Are they going to, you know what I'm saying? Like, are they going to do what I want to do? Are they going to let me watch what I want to watch? No, they're not going to do that because they got their own lives. So I just instructing them, hire somebody, use the insurance money for my, my disability, my illness insurance. If I get ill, make sure she knows what a coconut oil is, and y'all free to leave. It sounds funny, you roll your eyes, but especially fellas, if you were just left in the winds of time, do you still want to be affectionate? Do you still want somebody rubbing the inner thighs? You're gonna give all that up because you can't instruct somebody how to do it. I'm just keeping it real. People laugh when I tell them that.
Who gonna do it? Nurse Gloda Dean gonna do it? Nurse Ratchet, who gonna do it?
No, I have it right here on page. I have it. Let me tell you. I have it on page 20. Basically, if my wife isn't willing to do these things, I would prefer somebody young, curvy, long hair, and these are the things I want her to do. Assuming I'm not married and my wife is not willing to do it.
You must got a lot of money in that policy.
I mean, for $75 a month, you can buy $1 million policy that will give you $500,000 to $700,000 up front to take care of you while you're alive. That pays for your food, your masseuse. That pays for, whatever her name is.
Gertrude.
No, I ain't gonna. Probably won't be Gertrude.
I'm gonna make sure the children get you a Gertrude or a Maud or somebody old and just turn over.
I mean, if she's young and attractive, she don't have to be a supermodel. But like when she get up and walk away, I'm gonna look forward to her coming back.
Let me tell you something, okay? If you in that condition, the last thing you're gonna be doing is wondering when somebody coming over and negligee and some heels to change your diaper.
First of all, that is not true. You don't know that. And why leave it up to chance? I'm dead serious. Now, if I'm vegetated, they have instructions just to pull the plug. If I can't like move, if I can't control if I'm just sitting there like this, just pull the plug. The good thing about being dead is you don't know it. Sometimes you just gotta let it go. But I have all that in here, along with drink water every day, have goals. A goal without a plan is like going to Africa on a jet ski. You may get there. It's going to take forever. And you might get eaten by a bunch of sharks and animals and whales. Or you might run across the colonials in the Atlantic. So I think everyone should have one of these. It took me a long time to put this together. But what do you tell yourself every day? What are you focused on? It says no more cussing. Obviously, I didn't read that today. But it is a goal of mine.
Let me tell you something. We got a couple of more minutes here. I don't cuss a lot on here. Y'all might hear me say something every once in a while, but I do cuss. Some like Walter tell you, anybody that I'm on the phone with,
she'll cuss you out in a minute.
Or I'll cuss to get the point across, like mother, but I always say it's all in love, But I'm trying to stop, and I made that resolution for the last 5 years. I'm going to stop cursing because it's not ladylike. I don't do it in public, though. Like if I'm out in public or on here, I'm not just I just don't think it's appropriate for women to do. But in the house, we know each other. Yeah, it's going to be a whole lot of 4-letter, 15-letter words going on. So good luck with that. Stop cussing, though. Well, I don't think Walter cuss as much as me, though. I don't think I know anybody that cuss as much as I do. I'm serious. But you guys will never hear me do that on here. So anyway, are you muted? Are you talking to us? The comment man?
Yeah, these are things I need to work on. And I'm never going to be perfect. Like it says, in my relationship, be like Brian McKnight. When all is done, start back at 1. So that's the point I was making earlier. Relationships are like investments. When there's ups and downs, when things are down, that's when you need to invest more like you would do a stock. So these are things, if I was reading this every day, I would still be in my last relationship. Because sometimes my girl would say some stuff and I'd be like, oh, Lord. But, in my current dating situations,
you said situations.
No, situation. Anything else is just a situation. Yeah, true. It's a situation. That would be a situation or entanglement. But no, I'll give you a case in point. I'll kind of close with this. Because I started reading this recently over and over and over. And I was out and, my girl started acting crazy. And instead of doing, the new one. So
she ain't been around that long. What you do to her?
Not acting crazy, just a little bit too much to drink, and just was kind of not acting crazy, but just kind of started acting, just saying some things that weren't really in line with
like what? Like what?
No, it's not major. I mean, it was just I said something to her, and she was like, "Oh, I don't really like that. If you feel that way, maybe you should just take me home." Because I was telling the kind of woman I want, what I need to get done, and where I'm going in my life, and who I want in the passenger side. And so I thought about this, and I walked away for like 5 minutes. She came back and she goes, "You know what? I'm sorry. You're right. I don't want to go home." I said, "I know you don't." I said, "Because you're gonna miss the fabulous dinner. We're gonna get home, the baby the wake up with champagne and the lobster, getting in the jacuzzi and the sauna. You're gonna miss all that." That's exactly what I said to her. She goes, "I don't want to miss that."
But the old you would have said, "You're going home."
Yeah, I would have dropped her ass off and got back on the phone. But see, I'm trying to read my plan, and I know Brian McKnight, he don't even do what he's saying in the songs. But still, I still like his words. What my girl, what are her intentions? What is she really, what is she trying to do versus what she's saying? a lot of fellas, you can use this stuff because women, they do stuff to us. Women don't even understand themselves. And us to try and get it, like my ex-girlfriend used to say, get a clue. No, I don't want a clue. Just tell me what to do. I don't want no clues. Oh, what do want clues? All these things on YouTube. Learn how to really understand your woman. I'd like a woman just to tell me what she's thinking. If I say, hey, babe, let's go to the movies tonight, and you don't want to go, just say, I would rather see Pocahontas instead of Oppenheimer. And then let's go through it. Okay. How about we sneak into Pocahontas and pay to see Oppenheimer? Whatever.
You like some gangster stuff, huh? Rodney, how you doing? He says, please tell us more about the policy. I'm truly interested, not looking for Miss Fat Booty. So I think he's talking about the I call it Walter's Manifesto. I've known about it for a very long time. So tell us really quickly, what's the premise of your life plan? Well,
first of all, the policy I use, I have AIG. I have a term policy with them for $1 million. I'm paying $75 or $57 a month. And if I die, my kids get $1 million from that policy. If I live, it has what's called living benefit. So they will pay if I have a stroke, heart attack, I'm incapacitated. They will then give my power of attorney. They will give him the money, and then he can dictate how to spend that money. If you have a life insurance policy and you don't have a power of attorney, and you go to trigger a living benefit, a critical illness, they will not give it to you unless you have a power of attorney on record. So that policy is $75. I also have a cash value policy that I'm using for my retirement. That also has living benefits. So if, let's say I decide, or my caretaker decides to trigger that benefit, that money comes to my power of attorney, and then he could put the money to use. Make sure he hires a caretaker, make sure, my kids, I see them all the time, make sure that somebody's cooking my food organic, grass-fed, they can go out and get the foods I want, make sure that me and my caretaker, if we want to go to India, that she's there and she watches my, all that stuff, the policy will pay for. And it's cheap. And you're a fool not to have it, now knowing that it's out there.
You know what? And I'll be transparent. I actually need to get one of those because remember back in the day, I tried to get one. This was like 20 years ago, maybe 25 years ago, when Walter was selling insurance. It's kind of like a critical illness policy. But I was working at Frito-Lay, and I wasn't a janitor. I was a sanitation A operator, which, is totally different from a janitor. And he, on the policy, put that I was a janitor. Well, they wouldn't qualify me for it because they felt like I had more risks, if you will. So they denied me. But now I need to reapply for that since obviously I'm not in sanitation anymore.
Yeah. So you want to have something like that. And then what you want to do is you want to put it in writing. Like if your kids or your family had to run your life, what the hell are they doing? Are they winging it? Or what does dad want? And I tell all my kids every time we get together, my kids know how I feel about the coconut oil. I keep it in every cabinet, every room. I make candles with it. Matter of fact, and my kids kind of like, they got used to me saying that.
Your sister hasn't.
Well, I'm like, listen, man. Hey.
Oh, wait. Speaking of which, I'm coming that way on Saturday. And when I come back from Japan, I'm going to go that way again. And I have a very large suitcase, and I'm taking some of those candles, man.
You better bring you better bring a whole lot of money.
Mm-mm.
Yes. So, no, I'll give you some of my I have my Ula candles. Ula stands for, it's French for right there. So this candle you can pour on somebody and it won't burn you. And I'm working on this candle, and it's taking me longer than I thought. And this is truly the Ula. It's a candle you can light, pour on your skin. It's also a lubricant. Of course, it is coconut oil. So I'm trying to figure out how to get coconut oil to solidify enough where you can also use it as internally.
What you mean internally?
Wax on, wax off, rub on, slide in. Come on, don't act like I'm only adult on here. please. Maybe the apple can't do that. And you need to throw that apple away. If your apple don't rot after 2 days, it's not a real apple.
Listen, this apple has been kicking it here for almost 2 months.
That's what people putting in their bodies. That is horrible.
Look, he's not, and look, he's got a little bit of wrinkles, but I probably can bite into him and he's not been in the refrigerator either. He's been sitting on the counter. And for whatever reason, my daughter's got a creepy sense of humor like me. She decided to draw this face on him, and she drew this on him like last month. And she's kind of had to give him a touch up or whatever, but he's not budged. And so we're gonna go away and see, if we come back, if he's intact.
Yeah. So when somebody said this dude is a freak, what's funny is my sister would tell you I have a very conservative side. But sometimes you got to get your point across. And I just got to the point where I'm trying to and I'm talking about if something were to happen to me, there's certain things I want. Yeah, I like good food. I like spending time with family. And I'm talking about if I'm awake, if I'm vegetated, I don't need the baby oil. You know what I'm saying? Just give me 30 pills or something, or put me in the car and leave the car running Halle Berry style. You know what I'm saying? If I just really can't control, if I'm vegetative, I don't want to be here anyways. I don't want to be a vegetable. And yeah, Miss Dean, I hope I'm saying your name right, Miss Dream Productions. I know my kids will probably do that to me too. Or if they didn't, like somebody in my family had to take care of, not my family, but somebody used to be in my family had to take care of her mother. And she bitched about that shit every day. The mom's been dead for months, still complaining about how she had to take care of her mother.
But you know what the crazy part is? For those of y'all, some people still don't believe that Walter, know that Walter is my brother, is my biological brother. Walter know that, if nobody did take care of him, it would be me, and I'm gonna make sure ain't nobody gonna do nothing crazy. And I would be like, no, he don't need no baby oil. What he gonna do?
Okay,
now do nothing.
You can't be my caretaker. No. That's why I said it needs to be somebody young, curvy, long hair, cologne, perfume. Like, yo, this is, man, listen, if y'all hang up, y'all call me a freak if you want to, but when you go in your own private thoughts, you would think, damn, I need to have a manifesto. If something happens to me, what's going to happen? Like, something happens to me, what happens to me? I even have an appearance section, how she used to do my hair and my nails, the suit I want to wear, you know what I'm saying? Trim hair all over the body. Most women don't like Sasquatch. I have all that in writing.
Wait. Hold up. Make sure you highlight that. Most women don't like Sasquatch. We don't like taco meat. We don't like back hair. You know what I'm saying? To get some manscaping going on. Let's see. Breedy said, "What type of apple is?" I'm not sure. I don't know if it was a pink lady, or I don't know. But if it's a pink lady, then it's a trans apple at this point.
That would explain it.
Yeah, he's still rocking and rolling. He in there, isn't he cute? You don't think he's cute? No.
I don't know. I wouldn't be. I don't know. I would. Just don't have that apple around when you get hungry.
He gonna get tore up if it ain't nothing left. If the apocalypse happen, he gone.
The sad part is most people will eat that apple and don't even know it.
And he's pretty grody, but it freaks me out knowing that he's not been in the refrigerator. I'm not calling this apple a he like it's really a man, But he hasn't been in the refrigerator, nothing. He's literally been sitting on the counter, and so now we got him on the top counter, and he just sits and watches us in the living room as we're watching TV and stuff, and he's just hanging out. But it's creepy. Like it's a Franken apple, He's not a regular apple. I think would rot, but not this guy. He's still hanging out. He said that apple. It might.
Lord have mercy. So I hope y'all got something from this in all sincerity, because I know this is the money show. You guys start a business, start something. And here's why I started Lit Up. One, because I want to be in control of my stuff all the time. I've been in network marketing companies. I've worked for people, worked for companies. And at the end of the day, I found myself either getting in trouble or just not going, I'm not being true to myself. So I wanted to be in control of something or be at the near top. Like if my buddy started a company and he's like, yo, let's run this together, I'm going to give you ownership, then I'm down. And I'm talking about real ownership where you have control and you can't be let go. That's what I'm talking about. So start something, you guys. I follow this girl, you guys. She's called Black Sunflower. Don't buy her candles. Buy them from Lit. Actually, she's cool. She started her candle business with $100. Started making candles. Started selling them to friends and going door to door. 2 years ago, she did $300,000 by herself.
Pimping
Making
candles.
Making candles. Made 300,000. A sister girl, 300 grand. Now she's talking about I need to hire somebody if I'm gonna get to $500,000, which means she's gonna pay them, maybe 30,000. I would probably pay him 50 just so they could stay on board. Yeah, Brianna, you started selling your candles. That's what's up, right? I mean, people like those, and you can go a lot of ways with them. So send me your link. I'll check one out. Vice versa. So yeah, start something, you guys, and start putting your money. Like tonight, one of my friends, she wanted to have dinner, and I said to her, let me send you a grocery list of what I want to have for dinner. And I know there was a pause, but she goes, okay, da 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 da. I said, avocados, get this, get berries, get goat cheese. Make sure they got Wagyu beef at your store. If I'm gonna eat beef, it needs to be the best. And I'm not sleeping with her. Not that, well, maybe it is. Is why I'm not willing to buy food. We need to take turns. So that is, I'm not gonna have to dig in my wallet tonight. I might dig in my fridge and grab something that I have already, but I'm not going to the store like I used to do, running through the store, getting this, getting that. No, I'm done with that. I'm like, you want to spend time with me? You go get it. And that's kind of where I'm going. And that's going to save me $50-$60 in the grocery store tonight.
Is she going to do it? And hello, Moni. Thank you so much for stopping by. Is she going to do it?
Yeah, she's going to do it. And it's not a date, I try and have dinner with my friends once in a while. You're going to keep in touch with your friends. That way, because your true friends you should see. And so I've been kind of putting her off. She's like, I'm like, hey, girl, I'm working. I don't know what to tell you.
Who cooking?
I'm a cook. Well, because I'm a cook.
Yeah, Walter cooks. He likes to cook. You ever go to Walter's house? You're not going to get no hot dogs. It's going to be lamb chops and steak and this type of gourmet salad. And, Walter does all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so I'm cooking, but she's buying the food. And I believe in the dinner party where we cook together, not just, hey, come on in. My kids will tell you, anyone that's come to my house for dinner knows if I say we're having dinner at 8, that means at 8 o'clock, I'm cooking. So have a snack.
Anton, how you doing? You say, thing is, Black people, we don't support our Black-owned businesses. I see the Mexican community, they stay in the community food. Fruits and tortillas and food from their people, they don't stray. You are 1,000% right. You're absolutely right. We do need to do a better job at supporting our Black businesses. We just do. I won't make any excuses. For me, I like to support Black businesses as often as I can, regardless of what it is. I like to do it. So I'm one of those people that try to frequent Black businesses. I'm trying to think the last Black business that I went to or a Black person I bought something for. I don't spend a lot of money all the time. Usually like grocery store stuff. I did go to an African grocery store. I don't know if that counts, but they had nothing but they had a lot of Mexicans there, put it that way. They had some of their people as far as Africans, but I didn't see any African Americans, but I saw mostly Hispanics working in there. So I said, I don't know if I'm going to go back there. Then I went next door to the restaurant that they had. And they also had Mexicans, cooking the fufu and all that other stuff.
you find people that want to work, like we don't need to sugarcoat it. It is what it is. We live in a country where we have everything available, not handed to us, but available. and we have pretty much what we want. You go to Cuba, some of these countries, they go, wait a minute. If I get over there, I can do all that stuff, and then I can send that money back to my country. So in 10 years, I could have 3 or 4 houses, land, animals, and we could be balling out. And all I got to do is come to America for 10 years, make $50,000 a year, send 25,000 home, and in 10 years, I have $250,000 with interest. Are you kidding me? Like, that is what's going on. We over here already have all that stuff, and we don't value it the same. That's why you get kids to go to work and show up to work, because they have everything they need. We've ruined these kids versus somebody in, Colombia or Belize, or somebody in, I don't know, India comes over here and they've been riding a camel their whole life back and forth to school. And now they're like, y'all got Uber over here? Oh, snap. Maybe they like riding the camel. They just wish they had more money to get a nicer camel. So they come over here, work, and they send that money back. So that's why you don't see a lot of us in these establishments, because a lot of us, I'm talking, just the American people in general, we've gotten lazy. That's all. That's it. I don't have hate on. Yeah, I'm a black man trying to run a business. I don't care what color my employees are. I want to be, as a black man, provide the best service. I think we should focus more on that, as being the best at what you do.
Well, any black, and I get it, any business that I have, I would love to hire our people. That's who I would hire first. But I get it, sometimes it doesn't always work out. That's not to say that black people don't like to work. I'm not saying that. Sometimes it don't work out, and you have to hire the person who is going to be best for the job, because at the end of the day, you in business to make money, right? So
yes, you're in business to make money.
Yep.
That is it. And people, y'all need to remember that. So
anyway, we're gonna let Walter go. Again, we are gonna be we meaning Donovan and my daughter and I will be in Japan next week. We'll go live here and there, put videos and stuff like that up, just to kind of show y'all what's going on. Never been to Japan, so I'm anxious. And thank you, Common Man. Anxious and excited all at the same time. It's about a 12-hour flight nonstop. So we're gonna take off. So I actually got me and my daughter, we got to go to California. And then we're gonna go from there to LAX with Donovan, and then we're gonna fly off to Japan. So it's about a 12-hour flight. We're leaving at 10 in the morning on this Sunday, 10 in the morning. And we'll get there. It'll be, I think it's 2:00 in the afternoon their time. So it's going to be totally like flipped around, I guess. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Seeing what it's going to do or whatever. I think the tough part for me is because I am now plant-based. I do not want to go off the grid. So I'm hopefully I can find some good vegan stuff over there. We'll see. I definitely will let you guys know, but we'll definitely be back after that in full swing. I'm not going anywhere for a while, after the summer and all that is over. In fact, my feeling says we did not get lazy. We just are tired of exploitation. Absolutely.
Some of that is true, but let's not get it twisted. Let's not fall back into weakness. We've been exploited. Yes, that's not a reason to give up. That is, some of us live, even in our crappy conditions, live better than most of the people in the world. Period. We've been exploited. We have been. But you guys, there are other races around the world that have been exploited too. For millennia, slavery has been on this planet since day one. A lot of races have been enslaved. So, and we have the ability to do better. You being exploited doesn't mean you can't get up and go work, put in an 8 to 10 hour day. Those two should not ever touch lips. Exploitation and hard work. They're two separate things.
Yeah, I get what both of you guys are saying. And for the sake of argument that I do not want to have right now, I'm going to get out of here, and I want to thank you, Walter, for being here. And I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. Thank y'all for being a part of this show. I thank y'all for everything that you do, commenting, coming up, and speaking your opinion, donating, just everything that you do. I could not have this show without you. I've had a lot of people ask me to start like a fitness thing or, something like that. So in September, I want to launch a fitness channel. It just, dealing with wellness. So we're going to see how that goes. But anyway, I do love and appreciate every last one of you. And Maureen, good night to you as well. You guys be safe out there. Peace.